Get going. I'll do a recap. Feel free to jump in and add anything that you would like, since Micah missed last session, that we can get her all caught up. Let's see.
Are you still in that town?
They are.
Wow.
So let's see. The session before last, you guys ended right in front of the Ratatosk lair, headed down to meet with Glimmereye. He was the patron, or like the leader of the Ratatosks that were in this area. And Tiva's the one who went down into the lair to talk to him. Down inside the lair, he saw that there was 4 other Ratatosks. Tiva, he spoke with Glittereye. He could see that he was acting very strange, confused. His motions were really jerky. He would occasionally talk really fast and then go really slow. Shifty eyes, jerking movements. He also kind of confirmed that something was wrong with the tree. Something evil had come to Yggdrasil, he mentioned. And he wanted to show you the corrupted area. It's kind of like a tarish fungi sort of pool. And you passed it on the way there. But he wanted to take you back and sort of explain it and show what he knew of it anyway. The side of the layer had a really musty, sweet sort of smell, dark, claustrophobic. He took you out. On the way out, TV, you got some nasty sap stuff that was stuck to you. All the other Ratatosks as well seemed to have it covering them, that they were trying to clean themselves and get it off. Glittereye led you down the branches, moving very robotic-like, sometimes scurrying along, other times jerking. He had a couple little seizure-type things on the way there. Once you were there, he showed you this disgusting, it's like a black pool of ichor, but when you pick it up, it turns to ash in your hands and sort of drifts away in the breeze. A very strange sort of substance. And he said that something evil had come from some other realm or from somewhere, and this is where it came from, and it corrupted this whole area. And wherever it went and wherever it touched the tree or appeared, it did the same thing. There was multiple areas that were like this. This was the one that he knew of right within the vicinity. From there, as he was trying to show Tiva something, he called you over to show you something that was wrong or going on, and then he lunged and ended up attacking you. Joe, what was your character's name? I gotta write that down again.
Kothis the Devout.
Kothis the Devout. All right.
Hey, here, I'll put it in the chat.
From there, a fight started out. You guys didn't want to hurt the Ratatosk since they were, friendly creatures and all, but you could see that they were being corrupted or controlled or just acting crazy, completely out of sorts from what they should be. You ended up knocking Glittereye out, getting the other ones to calm down. They too they had the sense that they didn't want to attack you, but they were just following their leader's motions and did so anyway. That's when Kothis arrived, introduced himself, helped kind of put these things on edge a little bit. Kendrick casted a web spell that caught them all up and got him into a binding so he could kind of calm them down and see what was going on. From there, you guys noticed that something sort of smoke-like apparition, this porcelain mask, same things you guys have seen before, was up in the trees, causing a lot of strange sights around you. Kothis, you've seen all these people that were cheering you on and wanted to have your autograph, and seemed like you were some sort of savior for them.
It's freaky, man.
That's right. Vendrick saw Marlis Von, the druid, old lady druid, back from the Woodworkers Guild, talking to him, saying that he didn't need you other folk, that she had it figured out, and she was going to take him and help him, get him back to Sigil so he could get out of this whole thing and back to what he wants. You guys couldn't see him talking to her. You just saw him talking to random nothingness. Same thing with Kothis. Tiva, Seda, and Zan were able to get Kothis to come back and snap out of his thing before they got a hold of Vendrick and got him to snap out of his sight, or his visions that he was having, these illusions. That's when he saw this smoky-like apparition, porcelain mask, drifting back through the trees and out of sight. From there, you headed back to Crux. It took a while to get there, as it seemed like the branches were way too long than what they needed to be, and everything seemed sort of strange, liquidy around you. As you came upon Crux, though, you could see that a massive flame was burning in the distance. You could see it was a building. The closer you got, you noticed that it was the Woodworkers Guild, back where Marlis Von, this old woman who sent you on this mission to begin with, resided. once you got down there, you could see that within inside this building, she was standing, flames just roaring around her. People were screaming, burning to death inside, and anybody who got close, there was a chain of people trying to put out the flames. Anybody who got too close, with a wave of her hand, she would just drag them through, like some sort of telekinesis or something, just dragging them right into the flames to burn alive. Seda, Tiva, and Kothis all headed into the flames. Kothis with his protection from fire spell. Seda and Tiva just kind of ran in. Tiva tried to sneak past the flames, but it didn't work to them. Once inside, there was several rafters that fell. I trapped somebody. I forgot who. I think Kothis, it did you. You were able to get a couple hits on Marlis, but Vendrick used his Wand of Disintegration on her to end the fight quickly, but it completely destroyed her and just shot her into a splattering of red mist and meat. You were able to drag like one person out. All the others ended up burning alive as walls caved in on people, and the whole place started to go up in flames. Once outside, you saw Veridus, the noble guy of the city, mentioned that for Marlis went crazy or something strange. She wasn't acting her normal self. The neighboring blacksmith said the same thing, that he was there that morning, or she was there at his place that morning, acting a little strange, and ended up where she poured fuel around this whole building, lit it on fire, and was killing people inside along with all these flames burning down the building. Ended up killing her. From there, Veridus said that he did have a lead on the portal back to Sigil, that he would still planning to meet you at lunch. He had a few tasks to take care of as he was helping people that were injured and some of the families cope with the whole situation. But told you guys to head back to the Lucky Lamb, get some food, clean up, and he would meet you there shortly. And I believe that was basically it. And we ended right there. Yeah.
And did they find out if the Rathatos, if the tree is actually dying, if it's their god?
So what Glitter I was saying is, for them, it is a godlike being or a spiritual tree in the sense. He's unsure exactly what it is that's going on, but something is definitely causing the tree to decay and become twisted. These sections are growing bigger and bigger. Eventually it would take off entire branches and limbs. And if it got to the heart of the tree, then in his theory, it could bring the entire universe down.
Oh, actually, yeah, because it's the world tree.
Yeah. So like the roots and the branches, everything it connects to everything and holds the universe together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this could actually be the cause of the gods dying.
He didn't say anything about that. They never really got into that part with him, but
that's me assuming.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to add?
Yeah. Did they kill me?
No. You stayed safe, and I had you chime in a few times. Tiva, when she was looking at this black pool of stuff, you mentioned, I did a check for you, that it's somehow connected to the abyss. You're not exactly sure where, but it was a one-way portal out of the abyss.
On the tree, yeah.
Yes, you couldn't go into it, just like that one back with the lithid. You couldn't go into it. It was just a one-way out of the abyss. So whatever came out onto this tree, or whatever likely came from the abyssal side out onto the tree, and it dragged its corruption, or the abyssal corruption, with it out.
Like in the temple. No, was it a temple? The illithid.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And Tiva saw, actually, I think somebody saw a really large, bloated, ogre-like thing in the sort of like a vision of it watching back through this goopy black corruption pool, only for a brief second before it was gone. Glitter Eye wasn't sure. He didn't see himself what came out of there, but he presumed it was something that potentially very powerful, evil, and corrupted, and that's what's causing the sickness in the tree. The evil's base, or the corruption, the evil is coming off of it and infecting the tree like a virus.
So an agent from the abyss, basically.
Yep.
I don't want to go there.
So, was last session the one where Seda saw what's her name, the elven chick with the wings?
Oh, yes, that's where it ended. I'm sorry. Yep. So right at the very end, Vendrick took off into the sky because he was looking to see if he could see any of these smoky porcelain masked, he calls them visages, somewhere around because he was thinking they are what corrupted Marlis Vaughn and caused her to do this. So he was taking flight and basically looking around the city. At the same time he took flight is when Seda noticed in the distance another figure on a rooftop take wings and fly off to the south, which was he recognized as Talisman, the lady you guys met back in the city behind Iron Ridge, who was adopted by the Harpies.
Dang it, we have to get out of here. Jeez.
Neighborhood's going to hell.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Property values are down.
Damn squirrels are getting into everything.
Yeah.
14th Starbucks open.
That's just too much right there.
It is.
Have we done any resting?
No, you were just headed back to the Lucky Lamb, so.
Okay.
Oh, and are we still level 6?
Yep, everything's the same.
Okay, good.
Alrighty. So with that said, any last things before we kick everything off?
No.
All good?
Thanks.
If you have any questions, if something comes up, Micah, just ask.
Oh, yeah. Did the counter change?
It has not.
Okay.
Nope. Did what was it we decided? It was 7, right?
I think 9.
9?
Let me check again.
Yeah, double check. I don't have mine. I wrote it in my notepad upstairs by my bed. I know it's in our chat.
Oh God, I didn't write it down.
Here, I got it right here. Let me look.
No.
Just to make sure we have it right.
Let's see.
I should go back through all the Gary Con stuff.
You need to make sure you go next year.
That's what I keep getting told.
Unfortunately for me, Gen Con would be much easier because it's within it's within relatively easy driving distance. But
well, get it out of your system, and then the year after you can go to GaryCon.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I really don't want to go to. I wouldn't want to go to Gen Con now anyway because I used to go to a trade show at the same venue, and it was just ridiculous and huge, and you know, it was just too much.
Oh yes.
We did both. We enjoyed GaryCon a lot more.
I can imagine.
You know, we drove to Indianapolis, which took us about how long did it take us? 11 hours.
Yeah.
To drive.
So it was a little farther than that, wasn't
I don't think so because it's only 14 to drive to.
Well, it was over 10 hours, so that's worse enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was around 10, 11 hours. But we just took a plane.
Micah slept for.
But I mean, for both of us to fly round trip from Virginia was only like $400 total.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well. Of course, we had to drive from Chicago to Lake Geneva, which that was like an hour and a half. But I mean, you know, still wasn't too bad.
Very easy.
That was a super easy drive.
Yeah, very easy. Of course, I think next year we're actually thinking about driving because it's about a 15-hour drive.
Yeah,
So
you're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go halfway, stay at a hotel, then get up and go half the.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't mind. But then that way we don't have to worry about renting a car. We'll already have a vehicle. Because to me, once you're at the convention, you pretty much don't go anywhere unless you want to go out and get Pacific. So your car that you're renting, it just sits.
I can drive there for less less than it would cost to rent the car.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's me for the distance to. Well, I mean, I could do the same thing driving to GaryCon too from Nashville, but it just, you know, I'm sure that I won't be able to take that much time off. I'll have to fly, but I'm dying to. So it's going to happen sooner or later, but I just have to, you know, get off my ass and do it.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Buy tickets or book a flight, or do take some step that says, all right, well, this shit's happening.
If we drive,
Yeah.
you know, or something like that, if you can get from Nashville into, like, if we do drive, you can get over into, like, Stanton in Virginia or something like that. Shit, we'll swing by and grab you.
See, I used to, well, actually, I still do. I work with the, part of my job is working with the Gannett's Stanton newspaper with their website.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little bit familiar with Stanton. I used to work with him. Worked in Asheville, North Carolina too.
If we were to go there, we would drive straight out 64 to where Stanton is, and then we'd take 81 north all the way
Right.
up to. So we'd have to go to Stanton through Stanton to get there,
And then take like not 40 over. You would take 81 up and take 64 over, probably, wouldn't you?
Well, it'd be 81 up, and then you'd go up through Ohio and Dayton and all that stuff. So.
Right. Oh yeah, okay, that would make sense.
Found it, Morgan?
Yes, 8.
Oh, 8. Well, in between.
Split the difference.
8. And I'll let you guys contemplate on who those 8 are. You know some of them, but
Yep.
all right.
So this is a counter of gods that have died.
We assume, yeah. Or we were told. No, were we told? Oh, no. When one died, it went up.
Yep. So we were never told for sure, but it's assumed. Yes.
Or we saw it actually twice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would have, because it was 5 when whatchamacallit had it, and then it went up from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, you guys would be, well, assumingly, headed back to the Lucky Lamb. You guys were right outside the Lucky Lamb when Vendrick took flight. So we're just going to say he's off looking for some visages in the branches of the tree at the moment. And that was when you saw Talisman take off, sail off into the distance. It was just her. She was not followed by any other creatures or anything that you saw. Inside, the Lucky Lamb is crowded with quite a few number of people talking about this whole situation that just happened, and people that are upset, some of them crying, some of them family members that are hurt, and other people are just trying to figure out what exactly happened or what the whole situation is. For once, this halfling that is working your table has come over and set some stuff down quiet, does not eye you up and down, Zan.
Oh, wow.
Instead, he sets the food down and then hurries back to the kitchen. You did notice, did I write it down? Somewhere, Seda, the 2 people that you saw before, the dwarf and the elf, Vornos and Sidoru, are not there at the moment, because I think you asked at the end of last session if you've seen them, but they are not there. You did see them back when they're trying to put out the flames, so they still are in town, but they're not in the building. So what would you guys like to do? Veritas mentioned that he would be by shortly, and just for you guys to rest, and thank you for helping.
Yes, I would very much like to rest because Tiva's saying ouchie.
Yeah, I could. Kothis could use a break to pray and commune with the Fandangle. So yes.
I'm just like dirt encrusted, I would imagine, because I probably didn't took damage. I hope you took care of that.
Yep, you're all good.
And
Joe, why don't you introduce your character to Micah just so she can get caught?
oh yeah.
Oh yes. Well, in character, hello and greetings, and may the light of the Fandangle guide you on your journey. Out of character, Kothis is a human cleric, a little bit devout. He had been wandering around. He had seen this black nastiness, ichor oozing out of the tree and affecting the Ratatasks and other locations as well when he happened upon your group. And then things kind of went to hell. Well, went to the abyss, I guess, or came from the abyss.
Downhill.
Yes, came from the abyss. So yes, but now he seems to be.
Oh, sorry.
He seems to be at least an erstwhile member of your group for now, and he'll talk a lot about the Fandangle.
And what is the Fandangle?
Fandangle is his deity, which he loves a lot.
And Zan would ask, and what does Fandangle do for you?
Fandangle guides everyone on their journey through life. The warmth of the Fandangle heats your weary bones.
Hang on, I think I have the same god.
See a lot of things like that. Fandangle.
Oh Jesus, I think I pronounced
no
it totally
Fandangle.
Wrong. Yeah.
Right.
I think. Oh no, that's the god of streets and travel and such, right?
I really couldn't tell you.
Like really weirdly
I think he's.
written.
I think he's the god of platitudes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, then it's not. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and what or who Zan is? Did they tell you?
Yes.
Okay.
They did. Well, yes, I think. Mostly. You can introduce him as well, though.
Yeah, why don't you? That way you can get your side of the story.
He's a warrior, so basically a ram with a man on top, like in my picture. And over the time, he's become a little bit grumpy because nothing is working out as he expected. They had to haul up shafts and whatever with a rope, and he's been cut, and he had worms in his leg, and so his right hind leg has been eaten by beetles. So
are you sure this isn't a Shadow of the Demon Lord game?
No, but the GM is kind of familiar with that, you know. So
right.
Yeah, so that one leg looks like a stick. And he's become really a little bit frustrated with life, and he thinks he's totally on to the secret behind all of this. And that's actually what he would be doing now. He would be sitting at the tavern table and would shove little stones around while thinking about the connections and all that stuff. Totally immersed into his ideas.
Oh. Eventually, he's going to be the $6 million ram.
That's very possible.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
Right. If it makes it any better, he was fixed by a squirrel. So.
Yeah. And then we killed her.
Yeah.
Well, if it happened, it's because the Fandangle wanted it to happen, so...
Yeah, Zan doesn't want to hear that.
I hope everybody realizes that.
So why don't everybody heal yourself 1d6 hit points as you get some food, water, get cleaned up, and
You said
relax
6?
a little bit. 1d6.
Oh, 1d6. Oh, me. I am probably going to... Oh, I rolled a 2. I thought I would roll a 1.
That's better than a 1.
I have 9 hit points instead of 8.
That was a wonderful rest for Kothis. I guess the Fandangle just shone all over him because he's back to maximum hit points. That's cool. I'll take it.
As you guys rest, relax in here, it'll slowly begin to clear out a little bit. As people go back to help with the families, they can hear that they're mentioning their meeting at High Point, which is sort of the mansion-y tower placed on the back side of the city that overlooks it, where the sick and the injured are being taken care of. A small halfling continues just to wait on people and work the bar a little bit. About an hour passes before Veridus walks in. You can see he too has been cleaned up. His hair's combed back. Once again, he has his fresher clothes on. A small white flower on his lapel, and he'll look around for a moment before he sees you. Over and back. I can't thank a lot of you enough. It's been a bit of a rough morning. I heard you had your own journey to enjoy. We had a bit of a disturbance here. But again, thank you to your Fandangle, as you call him, and
Yes, yes.
'tis a shame for Veritas, Marlis. She was a excellent woman here in town, quite beloved by many. I presume that your friend only destroyed her for lack of less options, but seems things might be under control. Your lunch has already been paid for. As I promised, I was able to dig up a little bit of information about a portal back to Sigil, but would you mind if I have a seat and perhaps we can talk about the situation and what you found, what I found? Enjoy a bit of company.
I kick out one of the chairs.
Yeah. Seda would sit down and order a plate of cheeses and various meats and stuff like that, including some seasoned carrots for her warrior friend, looking rather somber at just the events and somewhat of a hopeless feeling on her face. But would sit down and say, "Yes, please let's talk."
This is, last time I saw you, Seda, you had a bit more of a smile on your face and seemed a bit more loose going. What weighs upon your shoulders?
I just want to go home.
Well, hopefully I can at least aid in that a little bit. Not exactly sure where home is for you. I believe you mentioned it, but now no place I recognize. But I can get you back to Sigil, and from there, anywhere in the universe that you may want to go is open. You just have to find the right door. So, my watchman, Nakshin John, we just call him John, mentioned that he saw you leaving this morning. Perhaps you can share where it is you went exactly? Don't everybody speak at once.
Sorry, I was answering a question for Michelle. I missed what you asked.
This is my compatriot, the lead of the Watchmen, Jean, saw you leaving this morning out of town. Perhaps a bit of a mission. He said you spoke with Marlis and then left the town. I must inquire on what perhaps you might have been doing. Just, no strange happenings. I'm curious what happened with Marlis this morning. Perhaps you have some insights.
So Seda looks briefly to see if anyone else is going to speak. And if they don't,
Kothis speaks up and says, well, actually, I couldn't have left this morning because I'm just now arriving here, because that's what the Fandangle has done. Its path has brought me here, but I'm willing to listen and try to determine what... Wait,
I give you that look. That warrior look.
Anyway, thank you for welcoming me here.
Oh, certainly welcome. Everybody is welcome at the town of Crux. Safe haven, if not a bit of an annoyance from the squirrel people, but beyond that, what you saw this morning was certainly abnormal. We have not had any such situations in decades. It's been quite a peaceful, loving village.
Only decades?
Well, in my lifetime.
Then Kothis starts looking off into the distance.
Well, Tiva looks over at him and says, we don't know what happened to her. When we came in, she had already set fire to the building and was trying to pull people in. We don't have any idea what caused her to be like this. The only thing we can think of is that someone or something possessed her.
Says, yes, I spoke with the smith this morning. He mentioned that she was acting a little bit strange. Her movements jerky and confused. Did you notice this yourself when you spoke to her before you left?
No, she looked and acted perfectly fine. However, the little
glitter eye,
he was acting that way. He was very twitchy.
And he attacked us too.
So they could have been possessed by the same thing.
It's the corruption in the tree.
Why exactly did you go visit these squirrel people?
Well, because we were hoping to get their help for the corruption of the tree. We were hoping that they would be able to assist us in maybe curing the corruption, but they were no help at all.
No, as you saw the night before, they've been acting quite strange themselves. As we had the incident under the roof, they tend to run through town, doom and gloom and spouting prophecies. I've noticed myself that they were acting a bit strange, and I was hoping perhaps Marlis had information about it, but it seems she sent you to do with that.
Well, the tree's dying, as I assumed earlier. That's what I'm pretty sure of. It's being
How
corrupted.
can such a thing die? She said, it's
well,
the
sir,
universe.
if you would walk out of your little town and check the branches, you would see it's being corrupted. And I think I told you about the gods dying, even if you don't believe me.
Yes. No, I believe you, Zan. Please, my apologies, but I simply the tree is not a god. I mean, it's
the nexus
Continue
of
to
all.
Well, now wait, just to be clear, you're talking about those higher beings beneath the Fandangle, because obviously I couldn't be part to any sort of heresy of people trying to say that the Fandangle might be dying, because that's outrageous.
Again, that look from my side.
Tiva also looks over at him.
Well, from what your Fred Barrier here is saying, that no god seems to be safe. You said that several have died already, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I watched one of them die with my own eyes.
And so did I.
So
It
stop
was
being so
terrible.
damn stubborn and listen to what, and points at Zan and says, listen to what he's saying.
But you must understand that there's there's the deities and the gods and your beliefs, this fandango, if you will. And then there's a tree. It might hold the world together and people may revere it, but is it any different than revering the king?
It's the reason why the gods are dying, because we all are bound to this nexus, and their gods are, if you ask not Zephyr. Shit.
Yeah.
Vendrick. If you ask Vendrick, they're only mortals, but grown strong. Whatever it is, we're all connected to this tree, aren't we? And
That
if
is
the
true, we
tree
are.
is being poisoned or corrupted by whatever it is, and I think it's the abyss, something from the abyss.
So Seda would look over at him and say, can I ask you a question?
Most certainly.
So what is
an open book?
What is the greatest beast in the ocean?
Well, I've never seen the ocean, perhaps.
You've read about it, have you not?
Indeed.
So, of all the creatures you've read about, which one do you think would be the greatest?
Well, I've heard stories of the great kraken that resides deep within the ocean's floor.
Okay. So, if the kraken lives in the ocean, what happens if the ocean becomes poison or if the ocean dries up? What happens to the kraken?
Quite wise for yourself there, Seda. I think I get what you're leaning towards. I suppose there's a bit of point in what you're saying, Zan. So perhaps we're all poisoned in a way?
Well, I'm just saying that the ocean is the tree. It's the same thing.
I look kind of astonished at Seda.
I actually do have a pretty decent wisdom. I just can barely spell my own name.
Yes, I understand where you're leaning towards. That makes a bit more sense. For I have a hard time believing that the tree is of a godlike being per se, but as a home or as a life-giving essence, much like the ocean, then yes, that's true. But it begs the question, why are the most powerful creatures dying first? Surely the fish would die before the kraken.
Because they're the closest to the roots. I just say with absolute, yeah, I'm totally sure about that.
But you're mistaken, Zan. The gods live at the top of the branches, the trees, the highest point of the tree, the heavens of the tree. We're just the measly roots.
And when winter comes, the leaves are the first things to fall.
Again, you surprise me with your wisdom, Seda. It is very true.
Kiva looks over at Seda, impressed.
She still has this somber look on her face, and she looks over and she goes, I don't understand how it all works. I just know that the tree apparently is what ties everything together. And if you cut the tie, then everything falls apart. And something is cutting the ties.
Indeed. From what I understand of the tree, and perhaps I may be mistaken, I'm truly not sure. Marlis would have been the person to ask, but its roots is what holds the astral. The branches is what holds the planner's existence. Every plane of existence that you can possibly think of, connected in one way or another. Yeah, without the tree, it would be like bubbles floating off into nowhere before they pop. Well, what did the rat people or squirrel people have to say about this? Were they of any help? Any
Not at
information that
all.
you might offer?
I think they're being made sick by it all too. We met one of them in another hyperactive and chittery and happy and things like that, and then now the ones we've met here are they act like they're, I don't know, they act sick or something.
Yes, they've acted quite strange around in town.
It's not like them.
I've seen the same thing elsewhere on the tree in the past few days, so it doesn't seem like it's isolated here.
So perhaps those that are closest to the tree or are most in touch with it or in tune with it are affected first. For many of the towns seem to be okay, but the Ratatat, Marlis Van, who presumably was a druid of the tree, perhaps they're all sick like the tree, if that makes sense.
A question out of character. So when we went and we visited the squirrel people, where were we at as far as on the tree itself?
Crux is sort of at the lower branches, and you would have been out further along the branches.
Okay, but we weren't at the bottom of the tree.
No,
right?
no. If you're up off the trunk, so it's up in the branches.
Well, then maybe we should go to the bottom of the tree and see if we can find the roots of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where a tree drinks water from its roots, and maybe that's where the poison is at the bottom of the tree.
Where you're looking for is known as the astral. The astral plane, a land of open space and strangeness. I am not a specialist on the area, but the roots is what holds the astral plane together.
Seda would lean over and like try to grab Zan's shoulder and whisper in his ear, so that what's the name of the gentleman we're talking to?
Veritas.
Veritas, so that Veritas can't hear, and she would whisper, "Should we target the smoky men with the smoky people with the white masks?"
She might not be back yet, or else she's muted.
Oh, she did say BRB. Sorry.
Well, yes, as I said, what you're looking for would be the astral. That is the roots of the tree. Think of it like a sphere that they grow around. And the astral itself is slowly connected to all the different places. Small threads they call the weave. Think of it, it's like a spider web that runs through the astral between the different planes of existence.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
This is to understand the place. I don't quite know. They just said that the Githyanki travel upon ships there throughout this empty black void. But I'm not too familiar with it myself.
Do you know who we can talk to that might?
And here in town, potentially nobody that I could think of. Says, but back in Sigil, there'd be multitudes of people. Any of the Githyanki, they're not common here in town, but I'm sure they would know more information than I do about their homeland. Beyond that, simple sages. There's a cable known as the Bleak, quite depressive and unfriendly folk, but that is where they too hold conclaves within the astral plane itself. They would be able to answer many questions. In fact, it's rather an interesting point now that you mention it. I once heard a story that when the gods die, their bodies turn to stone and they drift through the astral like massive meteors or asteroids through space.
I'm having that blank stare on my face again.
Sorry, I didn't see that you had gone away. While you were sitting there, Seda would lean over and try to grab you by your shoulder and lean up as best she can into your ear without trying to bump into your horns, and whisper so that Veritas can't hear and say, "Should we tell him about the smoky people with the white masks that we saw? I don't think he knows about them."
I think about it for a moment, and the talk probably continued, and finally I would say, we have something else to add. They, and I point at Seda and Tiva, when they first saw that one god die, there was a shadowy figure they saw. And when we were fleeing through Mechanus, and it all sounds probably totally fantastic to that man. Yeah, when we were fleeing through Mechanus, we were hunted by smoky assassins as well. They seem to be the agents of the Abyss, I tell you.
And they had white masks on, and then we saw them again just here when the Woodcutters Guild was on fire. After we tried to rescue the people that were burning alive, we saw them floating around again. So every time something bad happens, those people are always there.
What do these things look like? Did you see them here in town?
Yes. They were right at the Woodcutters Guild, where, crap, I can't remember her name.
Marlis.
Where Marlis was, right after we... I tried to go in there and grab Marlis because she was burning people, and then Vendrick did that thing that he did. But after we got out, they were there, and they looked like they were made of black smoke, but they looked kind of like people, but they looked like they were made of black smoke except for this plain white mask that they wore on their, like, for a face.
But what did they do? Did they watch you? Did they attack you?
No, they just seemed to watch. Almost like they were responsible, and then when we intervened, then they fly away.
Well, what did they do when you met them before? Did they attack you?
No. Not.
Oh well, they did in the past.
Sorry.
In Mechanus, they were attacking us.
Sorry, I forget things.
Well, that is most alarming, as perhaps that too could feature into the equation. Well, please, if you see any more of these things or come across anything perhaps that would connect them to the town, you must inform me immediately. I will have to have my watchmen on guard for these things. Are they large, or are they simple humanoids like ourselves, or demons?
They're about the size of a man.
But I have a feeling that they can be whatever they want to be.
What do you mean?
Well,
like doppelgangers?
Maybe. I mean, Seda, you saw it like coalesced right in front of you, right? In the tavern. It was changing, right?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, well, more from the interactions that you've all had with them, both back in the tavern and then out on the branch with Glitter Eye, and as you're coming into town, was more illusion and just messing with your senses and
okay.
that sort of. So whether they changed or did anything, you're not sure, but certainly the illusion of it, yes.
Yeah, but they were there. We know that.
Yep. Well, that is most concerning. I will have my men on watch, and I will go speak with Jean myself in just a few moments. But to get back to the whole point of this, I must thank you for all of this information. I'll pass it on to my men, and hopefully we can get this sorted out quickly. I do not appreciate such creatures coming into my town and disrupting the peace that we've had. But as I said, I was able to get a few connections. There is a portal up along the backside of High Point, up on the branches, back against the trunk, that will lead you back to Sigil. It's been unused for as long as I've been here. I'm 47 years old, and I had no full knowledge of it. But Nashin Jan, he was able to get a bit of the information, and he is currently going to get the key for it. I don't know exactly what that is, but he will be back later this evening. So if you would like, then perhaps we can have dinner this evening. I will show you around High Point. It's a marvelous, it's a home in a barracks of sorts, built centuries before, carved right to the beautiful, beautiful place. But once he arrives, we can send you back to Sigil, and I hope that your time here is at least been partially enjoyable. Maybe, probably not, but I wish to at least give you a send-off that's proper of the help you've given me.
Okay.
Yeah. And what about you, Fandango? Oh no, what is your name?
You flatter me. You confuse me with my all-powerful. But anyway, yes, hello.
You weren't here before with these fellows, so I assume that you tagged along back with them. Are the Sigil a place that you're headed as well?
I believe it is now. He says this, of course, looking to Zan and Tiva and Seda and kind of hoping, obviously, with his expression that they're not going to, kick him to the side anytime soon. He seems like he might need a friend, so. And, of course, always looking to share the light of the Fandango. So, yes, I would be happy to join you.
Excellent. Well, if for whatever reason they assume that they do not want you to partner with them, I can at least helpfully help you in some way as well. But just please ask. I must repay you for your help here with the Flames, and the least I can do is any sort of aid in return.
How very thoughtful. Thank you. And
I'm a thoughtful man.
He shakes this misshapen root of a holy symbol at him, which is supposed to be comforting, but somehow looks vaguely, comically threatening.
With that, he will stand up, down the last bit of the drink that he had. Perhaps at sunset this evening, we can meet up at High Point. I'll have an excellent dinner of. Well, it seems, Zan, that you really have a fancy for these carrots. So I'll have an entire vegetable spiced for spread for you. And I'll get the rest of you set up with a delicious dinner as well. And perhaps when Jean gets back, we can get you all back home again. I think. And he stops as this loud, piercing scream echoes from up above on the loft above. As all of you turn to look, you'll see one of the young waitresses, one of the younger girls that you've seen back and forth working from the bar, come over to the balcony area, running down the steps. She has blood covered on her hands and part of her maid's apron, just screaming. And then she starts pointing up as she's talking to the man behind the counter, screaming about a dead body upstairs. You see Veridus look over and just this pallor come across his face.
You just hear a from me as I get up slowly.
Yeah, Theta would push away from the table. She's downstairs with us, the lady who was screaming.
Yep, she's running down the stairs and runs over to the bar area, but yeah.
So Theta would cross the floor over there and reach up and I guess tug and say, "Show me where," or "Show us where."
Veridus would actually be right behind you as well to try and figure out what's going on. And she'll nod. You can see these words just stuttering over her mouth as she's not really sure. I'm completely scared out of her mind. But room four. It's in the chest. It's so much blood. There's just so much blood.
I look at Tiva and Zan and Kothis.
Hello.
And be like, in the chest?
At the end of the bed, just where the small footbed chest, stuffed inside, and it's just.
She starts to go and stump off up the stairs.
Veridus is right behind you as well, running up the stairs.
Kothis joins them.
And Tifa will be following.
Does Zan stay behind?
No, I'm the last, like cursing while I do that click sound. Click sound. Mm-hmm.
Veridus would be up there and shove open the door. Go ahead.
Oh, I was same thing. So I guess when he shoves open the door, I'm gonna walk through with my axe in my hands. Just holding it across, looking, and just see if there's anything in the room other than a chest.
Inside, it's just your basic tavern room. There's a large open window. The shutters are hung open so they can get fresh air in. That overlooks down on the town below. It's the second story up. Basic bed. There's a small nightstand next to it. There's a desk across the room with a couple books of just like notepads and things like that, and reading books, not fiction books or whatever. And at the end of the bed is a chest. The corpse lies within this chest. It's part of the room's furnishing. The body is just completely desiccated, and the inside of the trunk is covered in dried blood. See that it's a human male, middle-aged, probably fairly small and thin, but it just looks like the whole body's been crumpled up and shoved into this chest. There's a bloody knife sticking out of the body, and where his left hand was in his upper torso is all just covered in gashes and wounds, open wounds by a blade.
When you say desiccated, does it look like it's been like sucked dry or partially sucked dry, or does it just look like somebody took a perfectly normal person and folded him up?
Give me you don't really have push. Give me a 1d6 roll.
Okay.
Oh, search. You can give me a search. That'd be easier.
All right. Yeah, I got a 6.
So, as far as you go in, it looks as if somebody basically just shoved this body in there. You get the sense that it's not desiccated as in being pulled dry or anything, but more as it's been here for a little while and is just starting to petrify, sort of, or decay.
How long has this room been occupied? I look back at the woman, if she has followed.
She has not, but you'll see Veridus look up, and as you hear a thump on the side of the door, and you will see the large tavern owner guy. You've seen him here and there working. Quite a large man, stands about 6'5", really dark skinned, and he has his hairs pulled back, all in these small braids, pulled back into like a knot behind his head. This is the man was here just yesterday. He bought a room for the evening, and he was here. I saw him this morning. In fact, he had breakfast before coming back up.
This man, and I'll point
Yes,
at
that man. His name is Relderoth. I have him in the books. He just paid for an entire another room this morning.
Seda takes the head of her axe and she kind of just like pokes into the chest a little bit, and she says, "Well, he looks like he's been like this for quite a while. This looks like more bad magic stuff."
Do you think
or
He said if there was a man stuffed in his chest for that long, we certainly would have smelled it. There's nothing to smell.
Well, obviously, if he was down there having breakfast yesterday, I'm just saying that he looks like he's been there.
well, or someone was eating breakfast who was looking like him.
Flutteroth will step into the room and shut the door behind him. Like, we don't need this getting out. This will destroy all of my business. Perhaps we can just keep it a little bit on the down low and figure this out. And he'll look over at Veridus. Yes, perhaps this leads in with everything else that's been going on. Please, the lot of you, just keep everything a bit quiet so we can figure it out. Yes, I don't want to scare the people more than they already are.
I rummage through his belongings and I try to find something that points out what his profession is.
Kothis takes the time to go over to the desiccated corpse and pull out his sassafras root of a holy symbol and start doing some sort of last rites.
So
which also gives him a chance to inspect the corpse up close, if that matters.
Yes, it does. So you will notice as you look at this corpse, as you're standing there doing the rites, a couple little things that seemed a little bit odd. One, there's no blood outside of this trunk or this chest. Everything that's covered, the lid of the chest is covered in blood. The sides of it, inside of it, is pooled inside, but there's none outside of the trunk itself. You'll also notice if you look at this that Seda's right. The body has been there for a while. Given your perhaps last rites that you've done before or whatever, you'd probably give it between 4 to 6 days. This body has been in this, considering the way it's kind of starting to decay a little bit and the skin's a little bit more leathery. It is not infested by like any vermin or anything like that. It's sort of in there. And it also doesn't look like really like somebody just crumpled the body and shoved it in. It just looks like he crawled into it and folded himself, or crawled into it himself and sort of contorted himself to fit into it.
Huh?
Well, I will. If everyone else can see it, that's fine. But if not, I will keep that information to myself at the moment to share with the rest of my party later when these commerce-minded heathens behind me aren't around with their talk of business.
Tiva would like to search the body as well and inside the trunk to see if anything, to see if there's anything that she can see. And I rolled a 2 for that, and my search is 3.
Okay. You notice that blade marks are again on the inside of the chest, maybe against the walls a little bit on the roof, or on the inside lid of this. And by the way the cuts and gashes and everything cover, you'll notice his right hand arm, that area of his body has no cuts, but all the other cuts are on his chest, on his left, his legs, everywhere else.
So he's just covered in cuts. Is it like stab wounds, or is it
stab wounds and slices and stuff like that, but not on his right hand, arm, shoulder, that area. That's completely normal. Like there's no wounds, bruises, or anything on that.
But the trunk itself is not damaged.
Inside it is. There's a few markings here and there, not by massive means or anything, but a few blade marks and notches and stuff like that inside of it. Yes, not on the outside though.
Like he stabbed at it from the inside.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sada's over there trying to, where she poked him with the axe, she's over there like trying to find curtains or something to wipe it off.
Seda.
It's nasty.
Yes.
Huh. But there's blood everywhere. Even
Anything?
in the trunk.
Anything in his belongings?
There, you do not see a pack or any of his, like a case or a sack or anything of that seems to be his. The only thing that's in there, besides that stuff, is a couple papers and books on the table, but they look more like they're leaflets about the tavern's menu and sights to see, and a small book with like religious prayers and stuff like that. Nothing that seems to be his, besides whatever he has on him, which, if you kind of look over his body, he has 7 silver on him, this dagger, and then just basic clothes. Nothing else really of fanciness.
So he was seen for breakfast, right?
Oh, yes, he was in just this morning. He had breakfast. He paid for another room for the night. Oh, actually, he paid for 3 rooms for the evening. He logged his name in the book. His name
3.
is Relderoth. Yes, he's been here for a week now. Tends to come and go. I don't know a whole lot. He seemed like a nice enough man. He had breakfast and chitter-chatted. He's from somewhere in the Norns. He didn't really say where. He was thinking of opening a small business here in town and was simply looking to scope things out, see what it might be worth. Beyond that, I don't really know. But he renewed his evenings for 3 more nights this morning and marked it down in the book, and that was the last I saw him.
So we have to wait anyway for the portal. And I say, what about if we keep silent about this? You should talk to your waitress, and we wait until he maybe comes back, if you get what I'm saying.
Certainly, I spoke with Jeanette this morning. I just now she's taking the situation. I'll deal with her in a moment. And he'll turn towards Veritas. Perhaps you can maybe let your men. No, you don't have to do that either. I'll handle this part, Veritas, and get this cleaned up.
No. Don't clean it up. We don't know.
Certainly.
Maybe we want him to go in here.
Well, you know more than I do about this, I suppose.
Did you say that he rented 3 different rooms?
No, he just rented this room for 3 more nights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I misheard as well.
I look over at and say, "We could hide her. I could hide her in the bed. Wait for him."
How big is the trunk?
It'd be about 3 feet long and about a foot and a half to maybe 2 feet at most wide. Not very big, but enough to fit a small man.
Oh, okay. Maybe his aunt could hide in that.
No.
What?
No, that would be a huge trunk.
No, yeah. Zan's plan is to sit down in the tavern and wait for the tavern keeper to give him a sign that that person gets in. If there is really like something like a doppelganger or whatever, because that's what I'm thinking is going on here.
Well, Tiva will hide under the bed with Seda. There should be plenty of room for the 2 of us to hide underneath it.
You know, you can't go to pee as soon as you're in there, right?
We'll make sure we go before we go underneath it.
That's very wise.
I really have to go.
You're just going to have to hold it, Seda.
Veritas will be like, the lot of you have already done more than enough. I can certainly have my men deal with this situation. I will go now and speak with a few of them, and I'll be in touch soon. And with that, he'll turn and step outside. Felderoth, please, might I have a word with you? And you see this innkeeper sort of look over his shoulder at Veritas as Veritas steps out of the room. Like, just a moment. Just a moment. As Veritas steps aside, has a small piece of paper and he sets it on the desk as he looks at you, Zan. and then leaves that piece of paper there as he steps out. And you can hear the two of them talking outside. The voices starting to fade away as you hear their footsteps going back down the stairs.
I hold it close to my eyes. Oh no, I'm actually pretty intelligent. Well, mediocre. Yeah, I read it.
Right. It says he will offer 1,000 silver pieces as long as you guys keep this on the down low and do not tell anybody, but if you can somehow get the information or figure out what's going on. But he does not want you to get the watch involved and to somehow not get Veritas involved.
That's a lot of silver.
And it's a lot of silver.
Oh, what's that? And I walk up to the door and I close it. Just a moment. And I close it as if I'm wanting to look behind the door. And I hold up the little letter to the others. Not to Seda.
You can't read.
Why can't Seda read?
So it has an intelligence of like 6.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I understand that. Mood question.
And I whisper, "We're here anyway."
That's a nice chunk of money. You could really use it.
And Kothis then looks at San, and this epiphany obviously dawns on him. You didn't really want to look at anything. You just said that to close the door.
Again, that blank stare. And I finally nod. So you're in, Thin Man?
Well,
actually,
yes,
is he thin?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
He's
good.
5'8" and thin and very unimpressive physically. But he said, yes, that could do a lot of good, trying to share the good news about the Fandangle with the fine people of this
Oh, absolutely.
tree.
I'll buy a lot of bacon too.
Yes, it would.
Bacon's good,
Okay,
too.
let's do this. And I open the door again. And are they still talking?
You can hear the voices downstairs, but they're not in sight. You assume they went downstairs.
So I look at Seda and Tiva. So you want to stay under the bed?
Yes.
She does.
Well, then.
I don't.
Well, you're going to stay with me. We're going to find out who did this.
Guess I'm staying under the bed then.
You go hiding, and you come with me.
If
I
you
look
need-
at Kothis.
Yes, certainly. They can share the good news downstairs in the
Yes,
Oh,
of dangling fangling.
Fandangle. Funny. It's the
Fandom.
Fandangle.
Fandom. And I walk awkwardly down the stairs. What's his name? Shit. Sorry.
Kothis?
How?
Kothis?
No. The Burgermeister.
Flodoris.
That one. So I walk up to him and I smile, my very unusual smile, and I say,
Well, what, the innkeeper or the noble?
The noble.
Okay, as you go down the stairs, you'll see that Veritas, his name Veritas, is not there, but you can see the innkeeper is behind the bar trying to calm down this young girl. Most of the patrons have been kind of cleared out as well.
Oh, dang. Okay. So I lean onto the bar and I say, we'll take care of this. Where is he?
I look over and says, I need to... I need to keep this in a bit of a down low. It's not that I don't trust Veritas. He's an excellent man, but his guard, the others, particularly Nash and Jean, he's too crude for my behalf, and I don't. Well, he tends to start things when they shouldn't be started. But keep this on the down low, and I'll be happy to help. Says,
And he talks a lot, right? I agree.
I've sent Veritas on. He's going to try and take care of the situation and calm the people down and, make sure this doesn't get out too much. But again, as I said, his name, Relderoth, a younger gentleman looking to start a business. He was here just this morning. Usually he'd leave in the mornings and come back in the evenings. After sunset, you have a bit of dinner before bed. a quiet fellow for the most part. I don't quite know. I've seen him talking with the smith quite a few times. The two of them seem to have had a bit of a friendship.
Well then, Lo, we'll take care of this. We will do this for you.
So,
Just so you know, Seda and Tiva are under the bed, and nobody is supposed to open that door.
Well, look outside. They'll be under that bed for quite a long time, as he hasn't come on every evening he's been here. He hasn't come until at least 8, 9 in the evening. And, well, that's 8 to 9 hours from now. You could probably maybe have them hide under there a little bit later.
I scratch my chin and I grin.
Oh my
Well,
God.
they insisted.
You bitch.
And then I look at Kothis.
Perhaps he might come back before that, but I'm just letting you know what he's done so far. Once he leaves in the morning, then he hasn't came back for the entire 5 days he's been here until the evening, so I doubt much would be different.
I shrug and I say, oh well.
If he comes out,
sad.
Certainly let you know, and well, I have no qualms of taking care of the situation myself if need be, but slinging beer's my game, not bashing skulls.
Oh, no worries. We'll do this. And I
Kothis.
shout, Seda!
So you hear this thump where Seda immediately tries to stand up and forgets she's under the bed. And then you hear a dwarven curse, and then you hear scrambling along the floor, and then you hear the door open, and then you'll see Seda come stumping down the stairs, rubbing her head.
We still have some time. I didn't want to leave you down there for the whole day.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, because I didn't really want to be in there that long anyway.
Did anybody tell Tiva?
No, I'll come up and get Tiva. Yeah, she'll be like, okay, so what are we doing then? No, she'll go up and get Tiva and tell her that Zan says we don't have to hide yet.
Okay.
And then we come back down. So we shut the door, of course, and
Yeah,
then come
Tiva
down,
crawls out from underneath the bed.
and then we come downstairs.
So our friend just told us here that Relderoth has been seen with the blacksmith. Maybe we can check out his establishment over the day.
Blacksmith say that?
Did I?
Did she?
Yeah, he was there helping out with the flames, and he's the one who said
That's
he
right.
spoke with Marlis Vaughn that morning. He would have introduced himself as Targus.
No, I don't think I actually made friends with this blacksmith. I think it was the one in the other town
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
where everybody went crazy and attacked the two pretty people.
Yeah, even Tiva. They're mine. They're mine.
Yes, that town.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah, I think we should go see the blacksmith and see what they know.
But we have to be, secret about this. Right? We don't tell them about
Says, I don't know
corpses?
to get the whole hard hats involved in all of this and getting the people riled up. But as I said, I don't quite trust Nashin John very much. He's a bit crude, if you get my meaning.
Well, we're sometimes a little bit crude as well, but we will manage. We'll do this, right?
yes,
That's a lot of money.
We'll manage.
Is that plenty enough money for it? Should I offer more? If that is not enough for the silver, 1,200 silver, will that be enough to just keep everything quiet? 13 then, 13. I can't do much more than that. I am a bit of an establishment to run. Please.
It's
That would be quite all right, sir. Your generosity is certainly worthy of me accepting.
I nod.
Please, food and drink and beds are on us if you need to stay for much longer. I couldn't help but over here. It seems that you're leaving this evening, but if I can help, then please, just ask.
Well, that was unexpected, I whisper as I turn around and walk for the exit.
So he puts his arm around the smaller girl and leads her out to the kitchen, and she's still like sobbing and trying to get this blood off her hand. She just keeps grubbing away at it.
No, women. Are you coming?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just assumed we were all going together. Sorry.
Kothis does turn and bow and bless the bar as he's on his way out. For no good reason, but he does it.
He pays good money for that blessing.
That's right.
Apparently.
So as you're moving through town, you would have seen the small smith shop. It's sort of directly across, almost from the Lamb to the left, or I guess it would be east or west of the Lucky Lamb. And it actually has more of a picture up on this thing. It says Smith, but it has like different tools and stuff, not so much weapons because they don't really need them here because it's a peaceful town. But it just has all sorts of, just your basic tools and hand tools and tackle gear and stuff like that. Inside, you'll see, but not what you quite expect as far as a smith goes. It's actually quite a scrawny fellow, maybe 5 foot tops, human by the looks of him. Really pale, light-colored skin and blonde hair, cut kind of short. Doesn't have that over-muscular sort of build to him, even though he seems to wield this small hammer that he's potted on some metal with just fine, but quite scrawny for a blacksmith. As you step inside, he'll look up and see he only has one eye. The other eye is just like this sort of scarred, healed-over thing. He doesn't have a patch or anything over top of it. Like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Looking for a bit of tools? I got plenty of things. Need a rake? You look like the type of person that needs a rake. How about a bit of ore? And he sees you, Zahn. I bet you're looking for new shoes. I can get them batteries set up for you good. Take just a few moments.
Shoes?
Yeah, horseshoes.
I look down at Seda. Am I a horse?
No, but you might could still use shoes.
You still need something to protect those hooves. Have you never had shoes on your hooves before? Oh, it's most magnificent that you wouldn't even know what to do with yourself. My friend.
I look totally embarrassed.
Have a seat. I will shoe you up in no time. It's just a small mammoth. We have red steel, gold. Would you like a bit? Maybe you like to look very fancy. I have platinum shoes.
I walk slowly back.
They put them on horses for a reason, you know.
Tiva kind of leans over at Zan and moves her finger pointing like, come here, come down here. Because, of course, Tiva's shorter than she is. Like, come here.
You're a fancy little dwarf. You can appreciate a bit of fine craftsmanship, right? Wouldn't she look beautiful in a set of platinum shoes?
He!
Sometimes I mistake my sexes a little. I get too excited trying to sell my shoes.
I'm the only one that's got it right so far today.
So, Dan, come here.
Personally, I think
I lean down and I almost hit her with my horn.
Tiva kind of darts out of the way so she doesn't get smacked. No, go ahead and let him shoot you. Maybe he seems really chatty. Maybe he'll talk about other people he's seen.
Why do I have to sacrifice my feet?
You're not sacrificing. He's putting shoes on your hooves.
Plus
they might look very smart.
We can't get nails driven in our feet. You can.
I straighten myself again and I give that like really, really weird smile, almost crying at the same moment. Well then, let's do this.
So Seda starts jumping up and down and doing like the girl clap with her hands like this. She's so excited.
Yeah. Yes, I knew as soon as you walked in the door, that's what you must be here for. I have some of the finest shoes in all of Ingersoll. Well, that's what I've been told anyway. My wife tells me that. But anyway, you go right over. You can have a, I don't know if you really said, you can just lift a hoof up here and I'll pleasantly get to work. Would you like a bit of the red steel and maybe some gold? Gold's a little rough on the shoes, though. It doesn't work very well. Soft metal. Platinum works excellent well. I got some blue steel. So, these ones, you'll take a set of hooves off that you can see sort of look bluish in color, marbled almost. This is some of the most fanciest ones I have. Not a bit pricey. Don't you know.
I lost you after cheap. We can do.
Well, 100 silver for these ones. I mean, they would. Those women, Boria, would be flocking to you like flies on shit, I must say.
I'll look over my shoulder to the others.
She taps her and goes, like flies on shit. I would get the blue ones or the red steel, because red steel would look really good.
Oh, the red steel would look beautiful as well. They're not quite as much, only 70, but, you know, the choice is yours.
I look back again.
Kothis says, with red, they couldn't see the blood.
See?
I look at the smith questioningly.
Well, if you're walking through a lot of blood, I suppose that's true. Are you batching in the... My, that is a strange leg you have. It's not my business anyway.
No, it's not. So how much for the red ones?
Well, I would normally charge 70. I tell you what, I can cut a deal. How about 55 silver? That'll include the hooves, the shoeing, and a bit of fun chit-chat. I'll tell you a story or two.
Yeah, that's what I feared. And I take out my purse and I start counting every single silver piece. I will get my share back from you guys.
Well, I mean, we'll split it, but... And then there's this long gasp like, they can call you Zan Bloodhoof because you'll have red shoes.
Can we get started now?
See, he gets all of his gear set up, these big wire brushes, drills, some looks to be several large mallets and these long iron pittons. Doesn't look like the best of things. It looks like some sort of cheese grater. Lines everything up and lifts your hoof up and starts scuffing them, cleaning them, shaving them down. It's
holy fun ding dong.
Yeah, probably tickles and a little bit uncomfortable.
I look away. Ding dong. Literally.
Yeah, so I saw you guys a bit around town here, talking with Marlis this morning. She was acting a bit strange when she came over for breakfast this morning. We shared a few donuts and a bit of cider. Very nice one. It's a shame what happened to her, no? I've seen a lot, especially you, charging there to help save the people. Aye, very brave souls you are.
So Tiva, seeing that he's very chatty. So, what other kind of interesting people have you met who are new in town? Because I'm all about meeting new people.
Oh, there's new people coming through every day. They often pass through on their way to the Renee's portal and out to wherever they do their trading and schmuckle and do their things. I don't really know, but all sorts of interesting people. Yes. Are you looking for somebody particular?
I don't know. She looks over at Santa. Should we say the name?
I don't know if we should do that.
So I'm looking for what's his name? Out of character, by the way. What was the gentleman's name? The one that owns that took the room.
Yeah. The dead guy is Reldaroth.
That's Reldaroth.
Oh yeah, right here.
Reldaroth. Well, I can't read that from here.
Reldaroth.
Okay.
Yes.
So, speaking of interesting people, I'm actually looking for an acquaintance. His name is Reldaroth, and I heard he was in town, and I wanted to say hi. have you happened to meet him by chance?
He'll look over and, yeah, I know the book. You mean rather something or other, son. I just seen him yesterday over by the constables at High Point there. He said last week that we'd get together and wigwag about some sort of business opportunity he had. I don't quite know the things or whatever, but, that's what I do. I have a bit of a business here, and I make my wares, my tools and stuff like that. He had some sort of business opportunity. I'm not quite sure. And I was curious about what it was all going to be in for, and because, well, you were supposed to set up a bit of a meeting last night down at the Lucky Lamb and talk a bit over some soup and bread and cheese, and I really like cheese. But anyway, we were supposed to share a bit of wigwag and talk about our rattle boxes and get things rolling, and can you believe he never showed? That's what you expect of people. I mean, I'm kind of used to getting ignored around here. People say I talk a bit too much, but I don't know. That's a bit barmy or something or another. But yeah, I know the fellow you're talking about. What about him?
Well, we just wanted to say hi. I haven't seen him in a while, and I was just wondering if you happened to have run into him and knew where he might be. So he's not going to be coming to see you today?
Well, I'm not going to be doing business with that Stagton. It sets me up, and I have to eat soup by myself and look like an idiot over that. And I don't care about what his wrong box has got to rattle on about now.
When was that? Yesterday night?
Yeah, the meeting was last night.
Shh, you gotta quiet down. You're shaking your hoof as I try to do this. Do you want me to nearly chop off your hoof? You don't. You can stay still. What's your name again?
Zan.
Yes, Zan. Just stay still here for a moment.
I didn't move my foot.
This is a very sensitive situation, my boy, your friend.
If I move my lips, that's a sensitive situation? I'm silent.
She leans over and elbows T real quick. Says, "Well, that depends on what you're doing with your lips, you know what I'm saying?" Like that. And stand there.
I like the dwarf. That's what she said, right?
Nothing.
Kothis ignores these heathens and says a blessing over the blacksmith turned farrier as he.
Oh yes, please do that.
Hopes.
Do a double one.
Light of the Fandangle guide his tack hammer.
But indeed, last I saw him was last evening. Well, yesterday morning when we were supposed to meet last evening, and the bastard never showed up and stood me up. Nothing I hate more than that.
So, out of character, the tavern keeper saw him this morning,
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I endure what's going on with me, and I keep silent.
It was a bit strange. I mean, he seemed like a righteous sort of fellow, and he was yammering on and on about a bit of a business he had, some sort of accounting business, working on the books and helping other businesses here, and was interested in helping me with my wares. I'm not the most mathematical sort of person. These shoes themselves, I'm only charging you 45 copper, and that's last I knew it was going to be steel. But anyway, he was just going to help take over the books and do things, and he had this whole business plan set up. But, like I said, the bastard never showed, but perhaps if you do see him, little halfling, you can tell him I'm not interested in his business anymore.
Yes. If I do happen to run into him, I will definitely let him know that.
You should definitely tell him that he needs to keep up on his appointments. It's very unprofessional for him to invite people to talk about their businesses and then not show up like he was supposed to. Some people, you just never know these days.
It's extremely rude.
It is, indeed.
It is a shame, sir, and I'm sorry you had to sup on soup solo.
Seda just shakes her head for a minute and looks over at him like,
With that, he'll continue around, finish up your hooves. Now tell me that don't look beautiful, Zan. Shiny red. You got to keep them clean, though.
Is there a mirror?
Fine work. No, you just have to look at them yourself.
I bent down and I look. Do they look professional?
Oh, yes, well, certainly. It's actually, he's very well trained in what he does.
I kick the ground.
Probably feels a little stranger being if you've never worn before, but it's a little bit easier on the feet.
I walk a little bit around. Does it sound now even? With
probably even more cloppy. But it would probably even sound better now that it's on all four.
Yeah.
You're going, yeah, you sound quite nice.
I look pleased.
Just a click clack of goat man hooves, I guess.
I think it helped your stick leg.
They're very lovely.
So do I get one more damage on my kick attack?
Of course not. Is not looking beautiful for all the women warriors and attracting them like flies on shit not enough?
Does my charisma go up by 1 when talking to warrior women?
Well, that would be, yes, I'll give you that.
That's pretty neat right there.
And I will never meet one in this game now. Yeah, perfect. I look pleased.
If you're on some kind of slippery slope, the shoes may help you as well. DM's choice, of course.
Well, I think some of that hindering terrain, yeah. Those slippy Yggdrasil branches.
Well, that was very helpful, Mr. Blacksmith.
Targus. You can call me Targus. Targus Yid.
Targus.
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 That was my pappy's name. My grandpappy's too. I'm pretty sure it was my great grandpappy's, but I never met him myself. My great
ding dong, help! I turn
before.
Around for the door. Thank you.
Oh yeah, if you need anything else, and if you're looking for a bit of a shovel or maybe a new hammer or something,
you know what?
Hook you up.
You know what? I know that halfling waitress.
Oh, waiter.
I don't even know what he or she is, but you might like her. At the Lamb.
Oh yeah, you mean the little fella? Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's quite a character.
Oh really?
At least I've been told. I never quite engaged with him myself too much. Friendly fellow from what I have, though.
Very true.
Does he have any already made daggers hanging up?
Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, he would. One.
I would be interested in like if he had a dagger that had a particularly wide blade on it.
Sure.
Okay. So I would when he says ask about anything else, I would point at this particular dagger that I really liked and say, how much for that one?
But be honest, I'm not much of a weaponsmith. So I don't know how good that would handle in dire situations. But 2 silver.
Okay. And I hand it to him. I tell her I'm looking to use it more as a tool than a weapon.
Oh, well, if you're looking to use it for a tool, then you came to the right place. I'm a bit of a toolsmith myself.
If you need a shovel, buy a shovel, Seda.
Shovels, rakes, all sorts of pittons and hammers and things you might need for doing the things you do here on Yggdrasil.
Apparently around here they just shove everybody in chests.
Seda!
Snorkels and then goes back to trying to get her dagger strapped to her side.
Well, if you need anything else, just ask, and I'd be happy to help. If you need to get those shoes tightened up, son, just stop on by free of charge.
I disappear. My butt disappears out of the exit pretty quickly. What's the shop next to the smithy? Let's see.
The market or the livery?
The market. Are there some? Is the market actually booth or is it houses?
No, it's more small buildings, but there's like the pantry and foodstuffs and nothing. Again, jewelry, nothing gear and really weaponized or anything like that, but just basic, clothing.
I would actually walk from one shop to the next, like really quickly describing the dead body when it was still alive and asking if they've seen that guy, because the smith said he's in town for some accounting business and helping in the shops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's do that.
Give me a search check.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm great in that.
Really, all of you could give me one if you're all kind of helping out and looking around.
I rolled a 5. No.
No, I didn't get it.
I did not get it either.
I got. Hey, I got a 1.
Yes.
A lot of the people will sort of be kind of familiar with who you're talking about, but not really have any information on who he is besides offering up a name here and there. Some of the other business people as well, if you ask them, they'll mention that he stopped through and kind of told them what he was doing, and he was inquiring more about what the people here in town like, travelers that pass through, what kind of services they might need. Seems like a genuine person that was looking to start up some sort of business here in town. From the descriptions that you get from different people, it looked like he was more trying to figure out what kind of business he wanted, not necessarily had one in mind. Some of them talk about he was looking to start another small food stuff place. Some of them mentioned his accounting firm that he was thinking about. Another one was talking about a travel agency. But otherwise, everybody seems to be kind of know who you're talking about, but they haven't seen him all day today.
Okay.
And different dates they'll give you. It seems like the person who last seen him was Vargas there, but beyond that.
Can we discern a walkway or a way he used to go through town and visit the shops? Did he start the first day at, I don't know, at Court Square, then the next day market?
Right. Fair question, because the innkeep seemed to, be rather familiar with his comings and goings, and said, well, he's usually none here until this time every day, so maybe other people noticed a routine.
After you're talking to people and you start to kind of piece that together, it seems, looking at the map or whatever, if he was leading from the Lucky Lamb and then the timetable people gave you, it seemed like he more hit the market square first and talked to a lot of those people, and then around down to the south with Smith below, and then up on the left-hand side of the map, the tannery, the Duke Collectors, tool shop, up and around that way. The people, if you go over to the Woodworkers Guild, the delivery, they have no clue who you're talking about. The King's Table is another, that's a high-end tavern, and they have no clue what you're talking about either.
Okay, so he was at the tool section?
Yep, the tools, Duke Collectors, tannery, market.
The
Smith.
What's the vintners?
Vintner would be the winery, and yes, he would have been there as well.
But not at the King's Table.
Nope.
So he either doesn't want to go there because it's not a business in that sense, maybe, or not a shop.
It's another tavern. I guess if we would have talked to Flodoris too, he wouldn't have. Besides just chit chatting, he didn't have any business dealings with him at that tavern either.
Oh, okay.
Just chit chat and mention what he was there for, but it seemed like he was targeting more shops that sell things.
So the next possible shop he could visit would be Court Square. He's been. So High Point he was as well, yeah? In that.
High Point is more of the barracks and the overlook house, offices, noble house, stuff like that. It's not a business.
Okay.
And they wouldn't even let you pass the gates as it's barred off, and just a couple of watchmen there who don't seem to really know.
And you said at Vintners he wasn't?
At the Vintners, yes, he would have. Or Vintners, no. Yes, I'm sorry, yes. He would have been to the Vintners, yes.
He was?
Yes.
Okay. So then possibly, actually, the Woodworkers Square there would be maybe a good
That's burnt to the ground.
Well, yeah, but there are not more shops. What's Labor's Livery? Is there? Has he been there?
Delivery. Let's see.
Oh yeah, did he have a horse? Yeah.
Maybe let's see. Livery. Tannery. Livery. No. No, he was not. They don't have any horses there. They have goats and beetles, giant beetles to ride. In a very strange small halfling that talks to you.
Boy.
No, he is not there. He has no clue what you're talking about either.
Maybe I can hide in the herd.
Maybe, well, because Zan is kind of like in the tourist trade, and he seems to be looking for people to do business ventures with. Maybe we could put a word out through the town that Zan is looking for a potential partner.
Oh, we can set up a booth right on Court Square.
Yes, we could set up a booth.
I am all for using Zan again in a ruse to get more information. Yes, that seems to work well so far.
Let's get a table from the Lucky Lamb and a sign.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we write? We write. Hang on.
I know. Goat people things wanted. Maybe not.
I look something between astonished and offended.
Are you going back to the Lucky Lamb to get the stuff?
Yeah, I guess that's the cheapest way to acquire stuff, I guess.
As you stop in, you can see Theodorus, the innkeeper, there behind the bar. He asks you how things are going and stuff. Says he hasn't seen any, word of the guy yet whatsoever, but he did set up the room across for you guys so that if you needed to be upstairs or watch Relderoth's room or whatever, you were directly across the hall. And he left. He felt it was fair to at least leave a quarter of your payment there as well. So there's 400 silver up there waiting for you.
You leave 400 silver in the room?
But it's pleasantly locked up, and he'll hand you the key. Perfectly safe. It's in the safe in the chest itself. Well, hopefully you don't find a dead body in it. But it's piled away.
Not funny.
Too soon.
Right. We need a table, and we need your. Do you have an old sign from your tavern?
I'm sure there's probably something up in the attic. You could go look around at old tables and signage and odds and ends. And help yourself to see what's up there. I don't really know.
Very good.
For quite a long time.
Let's go dig for some treasures.
Whoever is up the stairs first, you will see a man standing in the hallway. As you kind of crest up the stairs, so you can just see him up ahead. He hasn't noticed you, but he stands in front of Relderoth's door and sort of looks around, and you see he looks down at his hand. 1, 2, 4. Knock on the door. 5, 6.
That's what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're in the room that he's knocking on?
Nope, you'd be coming up the stairway to the second loft, and he's standing outside of Relderoth, the dead guy's door.
Oh.
You'll wait a few moments. And, 2, 3, 4, door 7.
All right.
Fixes. You see he's about 5.5 feet tall, palish colored skin. You can see these high pointing elven ears coming out from under his hat. He sort of wears a foppish sort of hat, green clothing, black boots, has black gloves on as well. And he'll glance around, doesn't notice you at first or anything. This is 772. Yes. He'll turn and start walking like towards you, He doesn't see you, but walking like he's leaving.
So probably just let him go. Well, Tiva just kind of looks at him. So he's walking past us. He's going down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just going to say, well, good day to you.
Yes. Good day as well.
So, what brings you to the
Oh, what? Me? Oh.
Yes, what brings you to the tavern today?
I'm sorry, I'm much too busy. I just needed a bite to eat, but have a good day. 778 774. Yes.
Are you looking for Relderoth?
Rude.
What? Yeah. Did you know where he went?
Oh, he's in town, I think.
He told me last night to meet him here for a bit of a business acquaintance. I was just gonna stop by and have a meeting with him, but it seems he's not here. Perhaps he said he had many appointments. I don't know if you're one of them, but he's not here right now. I tried the door already. But I really must go. I must go. You have a good day, and he'll turn and leave kind of quickly.
Oh, interesting. I continue walking.
As you watch, when he gets to the bottom of the stairs and heads to go out to leave the room, he'll stop in front of the door, and you can see he looks down and then leaves. But he stops for several moments as if he's doing something, then opens the door and leaves.
I wonder what that was that he was mumbling. Sounded almost like some sort of code.
Almost sounded like he was trying to open a portal, if you ask me.
You think so?
Who knows? Or he has some kind of OCD.
Or maybe he's just counting.
That's possible, but I just find it rather strange the way he was counting. And what was he counting? He didn't have it. Wait, did he have anything in his hands?
No.
Okay, so he didn't have anything in his hands. What could he be counting?
He would just touch a finger each time he said something.
Seda does that too, right? No.
Which is counting, probably.
Yes.
Except for her, it's probably more like 1, 2.
Well, let's get our stuff.
Up into the attic, and you'll see piles of things kind of scattered all over. I need a search check from everybody, though.
From everybody.
Don't choose the mimic.
Hey, I actually got a 1 this time.
Oh, good. I don't.
I got a 5.
Sweet.
I'm supposed to be better at this than that.
Seda stumbles over the table.
As you guys are digging through, there's random tables and old signs and old broken chairs and just all sorts of junk up here. But up in the attic, there's your basic port window that lets in a bit of a fresh breeze. And as you're digging around, Sadie, you'll look up. You can see outside, it's getting a bit later, maybe 6 or so in the evening. And the way Yggdrasil is these basically huge leaves and stuff. So what sunlight there is, it actually gets darker way before the sun goes down, per se. But it's getting a little bit dreary looking outside, as if the sun's on the horizon, even though it's still day. But you look out, and down below, you'll see an alleyway. And you see something that's a bit disconcerting at first. You can see this smoky-like apparition, and you recognize it immediately. You catch a glimpse of this creature that you've seen here and there before. And it's somewhat non-corporeal, this smoky, wispy, translucent body, this porcelain-like mask, and these long, bladed fingers. The only thing solid is this mask that it holds. And it stands down as you're looking down onto the street in a side back alley of some of the houses that are off, like to the left of the Lucky Lamb on the map. And you can see it standing there talking to another figure You can't make out what that figure is. What do you do?
Are the rest of the people right there with me?
They're up in the room. They did not notice it. You would have been the only one as you're over by the port window looking out, or catch it in the corner of your eye.
I go, while I'm looking, I just kind of lean. Could they hear me if I like whispered really loud, or are they really?
No, they're probably. I mean, they're down on the ground and out maybe 40, 50 feet. So, I mean, you could probably talk normal and they won't hear you.
Shit. All right. And you said how far away does this thing seem to be?
About like maybe half a block's distance, like a couple 100 feet at most.
Okay.
It seems, it's not paying attention in your direction. It's just talking to another figure in this back alley. You just kind of sort of have at your angle can see it from where it's at, but you can see that it's clearly in the backside, hiding from the main populace and everything.
Can you see who the other figure is?
Can I tell what kind of? Do they both look like they're the same kind of
So
thing?
you see the one visage thing, as you guys have been calling it, and the other one it looks like a humanoid figure, but you can't make out who or what it is.
Yeah. Or talisman.
Mm-hmm. Well,
all right, so they're down on the ground outside the building, right? You said.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I can't see them at all or anything.
Well, you can see them from your vantage point.
No, I'm talking about my party members.
Oh no, they're up in the attic with you. They're looking around for a table and sign.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Miscommunication. All right. So in that case, if they're up in the attic with me, I'm gonna lean back and I'm gonna go, Zan, Tiva, come here, please, like that.
I'll look out of the window.
Start waving them over.
Tiva stops what she's doing and walks over to Seda.
And I point over to where the visage and all that stuff is, and of course call Kothis too, since he's now seen the visages as well.
Do you know how that looks when a really big dog wants to turn around really quickly and his ass isn't turning quickly enough for the body? So that's what's happening with Zan, as he's like going full speed and down the attic stairs.
Well, I guess we're going over there. And I look at Tiva and Kothis and I say, "Wow, she didn't even say anything. She just left.
He
just left." Now we've all officially fucked it up today.
Yeah.
I haven't.
True.
Whenever I've been talking about Zan, I just
did
think
earlier.
I did. Oh.
So, Zan, you're headed down and out then?
Oh yeah,
them?
I'm going for that. For those two.
All right. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if she takes off, I'm just gonna look at her and be like, and
Just say Zan.
I'm sorry, you're just such a feminine flower. As he takes off down there, I'm just gonna look and I'll shrug at the others and just immediately take off down the steps too. She's definitely a follower, not a Seda is.
Kothis will follow, muttering something about the Fondongle making his path interesting as of late.
Tiva says, "You can say that," and as she's running.
So it'd be sort of looking at the map where the Lucky Lamb is over to the left, where there's they're just all random houses and stuff, no major businesses or anything, but sort of on the back side of that L-shaped building. As you run out the door, you can see the innkeeper sort of watches you race out, everybody in turn. You get out to the street and start moving up in that direction. What do you guys do? I don't know if you're just charging in or what. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, Zan is.
So.
Yeah, I'm following Zan because I'm afraid Zan's going to get his ass kicked if he doesn't have help. So, because I don't know. the last time we physically fought one of these, it wasn't super pleasant. So,
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm just saying.
And oh, by the way, and while I'm running, I take out my ram-headed mace and my shield, of course, from my back. I'm totally ready.
I forgot you had that kick-ass weapon.
If you race around the backside, then you will see the same guy that you saw back in the building before, the guy who was doing the weird gestures and counting and stuff, standing there, and his eyes wide as he like turns and looks at you as you're running up this little side alleyway. And you do not see the visage, the same guy that you seen knocking on Relderoth's door.
Oh, the little shit. Okay.
And his eyes sort of widened in like, apparent fear as you're charging towards him with your mace and shield in hand. You don't see the visage or the smoky figure thing, though.
Oh, dang. Okay. Plan is to run him over with my shield and just knock him out if possible.
Yes. Seda approves of this plan.
It's a goat dozer.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you're going to catch him by surprise. So yeah, go ahead and make an attack on him then, and just say you do subdual basically. But
okay.
The Ram of Ragnarok.
That's a
just a
9.
12 AC because he doesn't have any armor on. He's just
Okay, so that's a 9 on the die plus 7. Okay. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, you will smash into him. You can see him go flying and just smack into this back building behind him and slump to the ground. His
Okay,
head
and
sort
I
of-
sit on him.
Nice.
Then I wait for the others.
I come stumping up.
In that case, Seda, Tiva, and Kothis, give me search checks.
Okay.
I got a 4 that time.
And I got a 2. I won. I win.
What do you got, Kothis?
I have a 5.
Tiva, you'll see as you come around the corner, Zan sitting on this small elven fellow that you saw up in the top loft knocking on Relderoth's door. Completely out cold as this warrior is sitting atop him. As all of you come around, you will see a slight bit of movement in the distance, Tiva. And as you turn to look, out on, like looking at the map, the road next to the Lucky Land that leaves out of town, you can see the far, far edge of town, just a wisp of smoke disappear on the edge of the town and moving away from the town itself, out onto a branch. It's a couple hundred yards out, just this slight sort of flicker in your eye. You can see this bright porcelain mask, though, reflecting what light is left out there. It looks like it's leaving town.
I just saw it. I saw it was leaving town. Should we follow it?
How fast?
I don't know. How fast was it going?
As if like a normal person moving quickly. I mean, not at a running speed, but not at a nice pace anyway.
Okay, so it wasn't like it was able to just
Oh, nope.
go out. Okay, just like a normal person, we might be able to catch up with him.
Yeah, go. I'll pick up this one. And
Okay.
I get my ass from that body and I like swing him over my back.
So Seda goes, what do I do?
You're gonna follow Tiva.
All right. So I immediately start stumping behind Tiva.
Are you following them, Zan, with the body? Or
Oh yeah.
okay, gotcha.
And I just shout over to Kothas, that's normal.
Nice.
All right, so we're running, trying to catch up with this thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. All right. As you follow this thing out of town, it leads out onto a branch, splits in several directions. Regardless how fast you walk or how slow or pick up the pace or don't, it always seems to be just that same distance ahead of you, maybe 100 yards or so. It doesn't seem like it's acknowledging you, or it doesn't look back over its shoulder, or it doesn't act like it knows it's being followed or anything of that sort. But it always seems to be like it's moving about the same pace that you are. And you followed out of town for 7-8 minutes or so, not very long, before you see it come out onto a branch in this bright, shimmering portal of colors, almost just mixed with, almost looks like a liquid sort of portal covered with a rainbow of colors, and it just disappears through this portal.
Oh no. Oh no. I almost start crying.
Diva just said, damn it!
As you move a little bit closer, you can see that the branch that this thing disappeared into the portal on is completely corrupted and just filled with pockmarks of this black, sludgy ash type of stuff. Not as big as the pool you saw before, just smaller little puddles everywhere on this branch.
What kind of feeling do I get from the portal?
You can give me a roll.
I rolled a 2, so yeah, I made it.
It's you get the sense that it comes from the 9 hells.
I just have that nope on my brow when I look at the group.
As you with the 2, yeah, you're pretty sure it's from the 9 hells, and you kind of get this vision of just this desert blasted landscape, this bright sun in the distance, and you can see pictures of or images of pyramids scattered around.
Would I know the key from the for the
It
portal?
is completely open in front of you. It is a Yggdrasil portal, which they do not have keys. They're just always open.
That's very dangerous. So I say, well, as expected, this is going down into. That's the abyss. It's the same, right?
No.
Oh, it's not. Oh,
it's what is the abyss is. One's demons and one's devils. I don't know which is off the top of my head, but
the abyss is demons, I think.
okay.
Our character.
So hell. So I said that's going down into the 9 hells, and I'm not surprised. And we don't have to hurry because it will always stay open. What is going on here?
How do you know it'll always stay open?
I have that. Oh, don't tell me you're a prime as well.
You're using your goatee sense. I got you.
And I actually ask you, are you a prime?
Yes. Otha says rather confusedly, seemingly confusedly.
I'm not surprised. You know, some of us, we can feel. We just know.
Oh, I understand. It's exactly the same as when I am bathing in the glorious light of the Vandongle. Which, of course, it's not the same at all, but he thinks it is.
Yes.
Glad
that's it.
Yes, we've come to an arrangement, an understanding. It's just like you're just like me.
I wouldn't go that far, but what do we do now? What's he doing? And I turn around to our friend, our elven friend.
He is out cold at the moment still, but
can someone go through his belongings?
Yeah, Tiva will.
Just has basic wears, just regular clothes, no kind of armor or anything. Has a small little dagger on his belt, and then a pouch that has a handful of coinage in it, a bunch of small pebbles, and what looks to be a rabbit's foot.
Tiva takes it.
There you have it.
I'm going to channel Daniel. Tiva takes it. You know Daniel would.
So I have an idea. I take my rope and I make a secure knot around that guy. And I place him right in front of the portal, face to the portal. And then I wait.
Oh boy.
For him to wake up, and I clap his cheek a little bit.
Everybody give me a surprise roll.
Oh shit!
Oh,
See what you did.
Works just like your common activities, your skill thing is. So just I don't know how many tips everybody has, but
What do we roll for that?
1d6, and you should have at least one. Somebody might have 2 pips. I think most do, but I think probably most of you only have 1.
Is it the same thing as
Kothis got a 2.
No, here
Oh,
it is.
there.
Surprise chance.
No, I rolled a 6. I'm occupied.
Oh, damn it. I actually got a 6, and my surprise is 4.
So, I can't remember how I'm supposed to read this. I've got 4 black and 2 white. So, does it mean I have a 2 or a 4?
4.
All right. Well, in that case, I made it.
All right. And Kothis.
Yeah, Tiva's just oblivious.
So Tiva is not, and Zan is not. What did you get, Kothis, for the surprise?
Kothis got a 2. Surprise chance of 1 and 2.
All right, so you are surprised too. So Kothis.
He was thinking something, religious-y.
So as you're watching all of this, you can see the others are more intent on this guy waiting to wake up, and maybe your ADAD there's getting a little the best of you, Seda, as you glance around waiting for this guy as well. You'll see this slight shimmer in this portal, and then 3 figures leap through. They all stand quite tall, about 8 feet, but they're real skinny and lanky, real long arms. Their skin is covered in what looks to be these tribal-like tattoos. They have top knots on their head. Each of them carries a scimitar in each hand as they come through just wild eye and just flat out start attacking. So I need everybody to roll me an initiative.
Shit.
Seda like pulls her axe and she's like, "It's about God's damn time." Oh shit!
4. Oh no.
Supposed to roll a d6, right?
Yes.
Kothis got a 6.
What's my initiative
All right.
bonus? Initiative bonus. Where is it?
I don't know.
It should be under your dexterity.
Yes.
Oh, is it dexterity?
I got a 4 because I have no.
5.
So you got a 4, Zan got a 5, Tiva got a 6,
Yep.
and Kothis
A 4.
4. Gotcha. All right. So Tiva would be up first, but you are surprised, so you have to lose your chance. Zan, you would be up next, but you're surprised, so you lose your chance. You see this figure leap through. Their face is done up almost like the skull of a cat-like figure with these long ears that scroll back. It's tattooed across their face, back to their skull. And like I said, it's only just a top knot. The rest of their face is tattooed. And it has all these tribal tattoos all the way down. They wear just a basic bit of loincloth and this bone breastplate type thing that wraps around them. And they're going to, since you're the one standing in front of the portals on, smacking this guy in the face, you can hear just this light sound. And what is your AC? You do not get a dexterity modifier.
Yeah, and no shield. Without shield. Without shield and surprise is 12.
All right. And what do we got? Let's see. Both of those will hit. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10 points of damage as you feel these blades just dig right into the back of your shoulder blades. One comes down kind of across. Another one punches through your side of your ribs. Seda, you are not surprised, so you would be up.
Okay. I am not surprised. I'm going to pull my great axe, and whoever the closest one is there one that's already attacking like Zahn or something?
Yep,
or?
there's one attacking Zahn right now.
I'm just going to immediately try and cleave right into him as hard as I can.
All right, go for it.
And I rolled a 13 with an attack bonus of +6 for a 19.
Oh, what is their AC? AT is 17, so that will be a hit.
That will be a hit. So with my great axe, that is a D10, and in this game you said there is no bonus damage due to strength.
Nope.
That stinks. Totally should be. I got 7.
Gotcha.
So right into him.
Smack into the stick, tears through a little bit of this breastplate thing that he has on. And you notice all these tattoos that cover its body sort of flash with this reddish golden color light for a brief moment. And it feels like you're hitting steel or armor or something, even though it's a skin. It does cut through, though, and you open up a line of blood across his back shoulder. Kothis will be up. You were surprised. So your next turn. The other two have come through, and just since you're attacking him, they focus on you. And they sort of flank you on either side, say, to coming around. Each of them holds the scimitar in both hands. What is your AC?
Just real quick, my character's got a surprise chance of 1 or 2, so that means if he rolls 1 or 2, he is surprised or he's not surprised.
He is not surprised.
Okay, well then I wasn't surprised.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Then
rolled a 2 and it's a 1-2, so.
Gotcha. All right. In that case, you are up.
And was that attack against Zan or was it against Kothis? The one for 10 damage.
That was against Zan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that case, I will take this opportunity to cast a blessed spell.
Thank God.
Yes, it's a.
Thank Ding Dongle.
Yeah, Fondongle. Hang on just a second. Okay. So Morgan, who is closest to me, Seda or Zan?
They would both, because Seta's right up there with them, so both of them are right there.
Okay, I will cast Bless, hold up my holy symbol, and touch Goaty McGoatface, and bestow the blessings of Fandangle upon him. Which, of course, 1d. Well, do you roll for that, or do I? This is different from my bless spells normally. 1d6 plus caster's level to allocate to any future die rolls.
Ooh.
So you roll your 1d6, add your level, which should be 5. So 5 plus 1d6.
I got a 4 and a 5, so that's a 9.
Okay.
That you can allocate to hit rolls, saving throws, skill checks, surprise checks, just not damage rolls.
Okay. Do I have to say that before I roll or after?
You can do it after, and it doesn't have to be all at once. You can use 4 points here, a point there, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's good.
Beautiful.
And do I get a plus on something? Like a plus on attack or something? No. Okay.
Have a bonus of
Oops.
9 points to allocate to future rolls.
Okay, cool.
That aren't, as long as they're not damage or magic use related.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
you can do that after the roll. Beautiful. All right. And what was your AC, Seda?
Mine. Sorry. Armor class. My melee armor class is without the shield is 16. And I'm not using my shield right now.
All right. And they get a plus. So I'm going to hit you 3 times. So you see the 2 of them flank you on one side as you're focusing on this one on Zan. Just lunges forward, both of these blades sticking into your back. Not very deep, just enough to break through what armor you have and scrape the skin. The other one gets a bit of a nasty cut and comes down your cheek and part of your neck. 14 points of damage total.
All right.
And they quickly take a step back. You can see they swirl these blades in their hands and make it so the hilt is in their hands and the blade is coming down as they get ready to leap back in, blade first. That would be the end of the round. So starting over, you're no longer surprised. Tiva, you are up.
Okay, so she's going to knock one of her arrows, and she's going to hit one of them. She's going to shoot an arrow at
Go
him.
for the one on Zan.
I'm going to go for the one that's on Zan currently.
It's been injured already. All right.
Now, can she get sneak attacks with her bow?
As far as I know, yeah.
And I would think she'd be able to, especially if they don't see her or sneak attacks with her bow. She can do that, right?
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
So your sneak attack is what, +2 to hit, or
Yep.
+2 damage?
It just says +2 for sneak attack. That's all I wrote down.
Then you double. right? You double the damage, right?
I think so. I don't have my book here. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, though.
I'm trying to look it up right now. That would be under specialist, right?
Yes.
17. 17. Sorry. Sneak attack. This is a big picture there.
It looks like, well, it depends on the specialty, I guess.
Oh, here we go. If specialist has any points in sneak attack, then he also gains a +2 bonus to hit above any other bonuses in form of sneak attack. For other characters, sneak attacks are merely attacks made by surprise. A specialist can multiply the damage done by the sneak attack by allocating points to the skill. Assume the damage multiplier is ×1 for all characters, but for every point allocated to the skill by a specialist, the damage multiplier is increased by 1. If the specialist has any points in sneak attack, all right, so what is your sneak attack? How many pips do you have in it?
Sneak attack is 3.
So you're actually going to multiply by your damage by 3.
Okay.
But you get you get +2 to hit, but you get ×3 damage.
Okay. Now, what about my ranged attack bonus? Is a +5?
It said that +2 is above any other bonuses.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. Well, here we go.
So you add your regular ranged attack bonus.
Oh shit! Well, I got a 7.
All right. Well, add them all up.
So 7 + 5, so that's 12.
+2 more.
+2, that's what?
13.
Shit, 13. No, 14.
14.
None of that.
Nope, no luck though, as this arrow comes flying through and digs into this branch, nice and deep at one of these creatures' feet. Its eyes will glance up, and you can see that it turns towards you. Zahn, you are up.
So one is conveniently behind me, right?
Correct.
Is behind me is behind me downhill or down tree in that case?
It's not really downhill in any sort of way, but it stretches out, yeah. I mean, right behind you would be the portal again. If you're looking to like kick him, he'd probably just go flying back through the portal.
Well, why not? So I do the major kickback.
All right.
So to say, oh boy.
In front of you, you'll see this guy starting to wake up as he just let out a scream.
Well, he's bound, so. 10 on the die, +7 is 17 already. Yeah, so
Yep.
that's definitely a hit. 2d6, 5 and 4, so 9 plus nothing. 9.
Yeah, gotcha.
Kaboom!
I'll give him a save and see. He takes the hit square in the gut. You can see he stumbles back a few steps, but again, it feels like you're just kicking steel. He does not go flying back, but he makes out a bit of a grunt noise. And he is up as he lunges right back in again at you, Zahn.
Oh, and if he doesn't save, he's paralyzed, right?
Yes, but he saved.
Oh, dang.
I got a 19. But he completely misses with both attacks as he comes in swiping. Shaves off a little bit of your fur on your back and trims your tail nicely, but does not sink into your flesh at all. Images of your father losing his tail come back. Seda is up.
I'm going after the same one again.
All right.
All right. That is definitely going to be a hit. That time I rolled a 15 and I get +6, so it's going to be a 21.
Gotcha.
For 5 points of damage.
He is still up. He turns around and you can see his arm starts to contort and snap backwards a little bit and get a little bit longer. His face, you can see these big mandibles sprout from the side of his neck and start wrapping around his face.
Oh, nice.
Kothis, you are up.
Well, he sees these mandibles pop out and he says, "Ooh," just as one would. But he will turn to. I'm guessing since he's next to Zahn, he will turn to the creature that attacked him, that he kicked and then attacked him,
Yep.
and Kothis will attack that one with his Righteous Cudgel of the Fandangle.
All right, that's the one that's starting to mutate.
Yep.
Go for it.
So hitting it with a staff. And... oh, come on. Oh, yeah, that's a big miss. You got a 3. So never mind that.
It simply kind of puts its hand up as your staff slams into its forearm, like hitting a solid block of wood or a tree.
What's your rank?
And that puts this one. So the 2 that are on, well, you, Seda, you see one turns and starts running across the branch towards Tiva, leaping up in the air to skewer her. The other one is on you, Seda. So this one's on you. One is going to hit with a 21 for 9 points of damage, Seda.
Okay.
And Tiva, you see this other one run along this branch and then leap possibly high for just your basic human into this guy. Both blades coming down. I got a 3 and then a nat 20, so there's no.
Shit.
Unfortunately, there's no. Whatchamacallit.
Unfortunately.
But it will do 4, 5, 7 points of damage, Tiva. As one blade comes down into your shoulder, the other one burying itself into the branch of the tree. It gets its face very close, and you can feel this hot brimstone breath. Its eyes are very cat-like as it looks at you.
Should run and hide.
And that's the end of the round. So Tiva, you are up. One is right in your face.
Okay, so I'm going to. Well, there's really not much I can do. I can't hit him at range. So the only thing I can do is take my dagger and then try to sweep my dagger up into his face and try to go through his face.
Take that dagger through his face.
Come on.
Just out of curiosity, before she rolls, out of curiosity, if she disengages and runs, will he get a free attack on her?
No, not if she disengages from him.
So there's that option.
Because I only have 2 hit points left.
Yeah, that's my
I
point.
never did get a chance to rest. So if he attacks me again, I'm dead.
I can. The only other option is I can disengage and try and go tackle him. But if I miss, I don't know. It's just you need to decide if you try and injure him or try and play keep away.
You know what? I'm going to try to disengage and run. Make him chase me for a while.
All right. As you step back, you can see he swipes his blades, just trimming the top of your hair a little bit as you take off running. The other one is done. So Tiva, Zahn, you are up.
What's with mine? What's with the one
He is right behind you. You can see that it looks like he's transforming. His other arm has started to lengthen out a little bit. And at the end of each hand, you can see what look to be pinchers forming. These 8 legs are sprouting from the back of his torso and starting to wrap around as this tail-like formation starts to grow out of his ass as well.
Okay, so with a brief glance, as a skilled fighter, yeah, would I think this is a no-no-nope situation?
Considering how much this guy has taken damage so far, I mean, he looks injured, definitely, but you still got 2 other ones that have yet to be hit. It's not looking good.
So, I don't know if I can do that, but remembering the path we took, did we encounter any other portal, or did I feel other portals?
Nope, this would have been the first one you came to on this branchway. You've passed other ones here and there, but not along this trip right here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, shit. We'll die here, guys. Okay, let's at least kill one. So, yeah, well, then there is not so many people following us if we have to run, right? That's smart, right? Cool. So, I can't do the kick again. Yeah, I guess I turn around and I, whack him, majorly.
As you turn and get the full glance, you can see he dropped it down on all of his 8 legs as he looks like he's turned into like a massive scorpion.
Yeah, I don't want to know that. That's cool. Okay, 16 on the die.
Oh, that's definitely a hit.
Plus 7, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I couldn't put the 9 on damage, right?
Right.
Correct.
Oh, dang. Okay. Damage. What's my damage? 1d8. 6 plus 8. That's 14. Yeah. No, that's my attack bonus. No bullshit. Okay, 6
Yes.
only. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got it. Smash your mace into the back carapace. This thing splits open a little bit, and you can see this thick, greasy sort of goo slime out a little bit. And behind it, you see this tail rise up, just dripping with this black ichor from the point of it. And it's going to make an attack on you. It's got... Ooh. So you see one claw swing forward, the other ones as they come in both on either side. One's going to grab you right around the waist. You can feel this crushing of this pincher claw around you as it just begins to squeeze, holding you tight. It's going to take 5 points of damage from that. And then you see the stinger come in. I need a save versus poison. And you really want to make this.
Uh-oh.
Is it me or is it Tiva?
Yes, you. It's you.
Oh, I'm super sorry. I thought it was Tiva. Sorry. Okay.
Savers poison.
Okay, 12. Hang on. 12. Poison. Poison. Where's poison? Yeah, I made it.
All right, so it's only going to be the basic damage.
Oh, only. Good.
You can feel this poison seep into you immediately, and you can see all your veins, all this black like lines as it crawls through your veins on your skin. Your eyes start to go sort of dim. You're going to take 1 point of damage as your body's able to stand up to it at the moment. But whatever this poison is, you know it's going to straight up kill you quick if you get succumbed to it.
Dang. Okay.
Zen. As you guys look over, this other one's going to take off after Tiva, obviously. But Seda, you have 1 left on you, and this one that's a scorpion beside you as well.
Okay. The one that's on me is the one that's already been hit twice.
Nope, it has not been hit yet.
Not been
The
hit.
one on Zan has been hit. It's down pretty low. It's bleeding out quite bad, but it's hanging on.
Okay.
That's the one that's a scorpion right now.
Does it have a hold of Zahn actively?
Yes, it does. She will be grappled on her turn.
Shit.
He.
Well, that takes that plan out then.
This huge stinger is buried into his collarbone, just pumping him.
I was going to try and grab the stinger and one of the legs and literally like pick him up and sling him through the portal. I'll sling. I'm not strong enough to sling both of them.
No, it's actually a pretty big-ass scorpion, too. It's about twice the size of a horse. So.
Oh, I didn't realize they were quite that big. Okay. Well, but it's bleeding out really bad?
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and see if we can't take care of that. So we'll attack it. Do I get a bonus for hitting something so damn big?
It's the same. AC 17.
All right. Shit. Yeah, I'm going to miss that one.
It'll skitter to the side quickly. This other huge-ass pincher coming around towards you. Kothis, you are up.
Staff against the scorpion thing.
All right.
Which has worked so well so far, I know, but looks like the light of the Fandangle is at least kind of sunsetting on me as far as magic goes until I get a rest in, so. Oh, well, that's a 19, though.
Hell yeah.
So even with my penalty of -1, I'm guessing it's a hit.
Yep, that's still a hit.
Excellent. Let's go with... come on. Oh, sweet. I got a 7 -1 for 6 damage. It's pretty good for me because...
you don't have to do the -1 for damage. You don't do the modifier for damage, so just a 7.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
Even better.
Ooh, nice. So you crack this thing across the face. One of its mandibles snaps off, and you can see more of this greenish ichor just pouring down its face. It is still hanging on, though barely. With this number 2. So number 2 is on you, Seda. You can see it just continues to lunge forward at you. It's going to only hit you once with another nat 20. You really need to have surprise, at least for the DM anyway. Criticals. 6 points of damage, Seda, as it cuts across your chest with another blade. The other one behind you, you can see running in the distance. Behind you, Tiva, as you take off running, you can see this one takes a few steps, and then it puts out its hands. This bright reddish glow flashes. Give me a save versus breath weapon.
Oh boy.
Save
And
versus
Tiva.
Breath weapon.
breath weapons? My save is 14. I got 14.
You're right on the money then. You can see this bright flash of flame race just past the side of your face and explode in front of you. The whole area just erupts in flame before starting to fizzle out. Behind you, you can see that he has another charge starting up in his hands. And it's the end of the round, so Tiva, you are up.
Keep running.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running. So where's the portal?
Back to where it was.
I'm assuming you're running away from the portal by the way it works. Otherwise, you would have ran into the portal. So it would be, now that you're running, 60 feet behind you where the others are. Zahn and Seda and Kothis are all directly in front of it with a giant scorpion and another one of these guys.
Okay, what is around me? Like, where am I? Am I just out in the open? Or
Around you. Sorry, yeah. It's basically on a branch. There's limbs and branches spreading off here and there like paths, but there's nothing dangerous or anything. But
okay, but there's no buildings or anything
no.
like that around me. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, she's just gonna turn around and look at him, and she's gonna blow a raspberry at him. Keep running, trying to get him away from the rest.
All right. If you keep running, you'll notice that he starts to take steps to run as well. Zahn, you are up.
Okay. Tiva's the only one running?
Yep.
So far, yeah.
Let's see. You are going to be considered grappled.
Oh yeah, right. I have to take care of that first. Yeah, let's ungrapple, right?
Yep. Be opposed strength.
Mm-hmm. I have a 10. What do you have?
A 6.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yes, you would be able to pry these pictures apart that's holding on to you.
Hulk.
That would basically kind of be your move, so you can still take an action.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Or
Yeah,
move.
okay.
Yeah.
Where is the pincer?
They'd be right in front of you. Both one on either. Well, you can see one's getting ready to go towards Seda, but there's still one right in front of you, and this dripping poisonous tail leaning.
Could I
you.
grab it and like lunge it into the creature? I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it would be again opposed strength checks for you to try and manhandle it, but yeah.
Yeah, I want to manhandle the tail. Sorry. So I rolled an 8, but I still have my 9 points.
I rolled a 7, so you don't even need any of those points.
Yes! Shit, yeah. What happens?
It's not going to take damage from its poison, but it will do stinger
not?
damage. It's immune to poison. It's only poison. What's the damage on a stinger? I'll let you roll 2d4 points.
Oh. Can I like if I put my 9 points in there in the roll, yeah?
That's damage. You can't on damage.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh.
could I like lunge it in there so hard that it's stuck there? That's a good deal. Come on.
Well, roll your damage first, because you might actually just take it out.
4.
Go ahead and describe what you do to kill it, because that will take it out. It only has 3.
Shit, yeah. So you see my hand like swinging through the air trying to grab that tail, and I do. and then I like do the barrier scream, and right into his face.
This
Right?
1.5 foot long stinger just buries into the carapace of this thing. You see it slump down to the ground and it slowly starts to mutate and form back into this dead form of this humanoid. Sort of looks elvish in nature, but it's not an elf, but sort of that feature. Very, very
See
tall.
what happens if you fuck with us? I look to the.
Seda, that puts you up. So the giant one, but there's still one on you.
So did she stab the? She took the stinger and stabbed the scorpion itself, right?
Yep, which is now dead. Yep.
All right. So then I'll immediately turn. Actually, there's one standing right not too far away from us that's like ready to cast at Tiva.
That one's probably like 10, 15 feet away from you. There's one right on you itself right now in front of you.
Can I move to that one and still be able to hit it? It's only 10 feet.
Yes, but you're going to take an attack from the one that's on you. Unless you disengage, which then would be your attack or your action plus your move, so you wouldn't be able to attack.
Shit. I do still have. Will I just take one attack, or will I take like all of his attacks?
He has 2, so you take both.
Yeah, no, let the other one go. Let it chase me. I'll sacrifice myself.
Yeah, but if I could get him to stop paying attention to you, you could turn around and start using your bow again. All right. Well, I while I'm still sort of okay on hit points, I don't know that I want to give anybody. I don't know if I want to give any away for free. So I'll turn. So I had a lot of hit points. So I'll turn with my axe and just immediately just bam right in. No, he's a regular dude still, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's standing up. No, screw that. I'm going to reach down and try and grab him around his waist and pick him up. And I'm going to try and run him and throw him into the portal.
All right.
He wants to get into a strength check with me. Let's do it.
It's go time.
It's go time. Time for the peppermint patty.
Grab my book real quick. One sec.
All right.
Are you shoving the elf in there or who?
Whoever the other bad guy is that
okay.
That is there. I'm gonna try and throw him back through the portal.
Let's see.
Maybe we survive after all. Why are you laughing?
Oh, so far you're holding out. Let's see. Grapple, because I know it's a little bit different for.
Of course, next
one. Let's see. You would have to drop your axe.
That's fine.
Both hands free. You have not yet. You haven't done that. Resolved. Both parties roll 1d20. Apply their melee attack bonus, a strength modifier. So, all right. So 1d20 plus your strength and well, you just your normal attack, whatever your 1d20 plus your attack.
So 1d20. All right. Plus my melee attack bonus, which is 6, plus my strength modifier, right?
Yep.
So that's going to be 13 plus 8 total.
13 plus 8, so 21.
21.
I rolled a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you got it. Both parties roll. Let's see. The winner decides whether the loser is immobilized. So basically, you would grab them this turn. You would not be able to run them through until the next turn, or throw them through until the next turn, but they are immobilized unless they break free on their turn.
All right.
And you're not trying to disarm them or anything.
No, what I'm trying to do is just, he'll still be able to attack me then? Or
I don't believe so.
I'm going to immobilize him. So what I'm going to do is pick him up. I figured I'd try and grab him and pin his arms to it, and then pick him up, and then I'll start walking him toward the portal. And if I can keep a hold of him, then I'm just going to throw him right in through the portal and see what happens.
Gotcha. Let's see if there's a single defender. He makes attacks against you as if he were surprised. So basically, without your AC or without your armor. So he can make an attack on you, but yes, you have him immobilized otherwise.
All right.
So let's see. Kothos, you would be up next before they're up.
Okay, so nearest me is... So if Seda has one immobilized. There's one left.
Yep, there's one left, which should be about 15 feet behind you, getting ready to chase after Tiva.
With 2 scimitars, is that correct?
Correct. Yep. Looks like he's casting a spell or something, though. This bright orange light is forming in his hands.
Okay. In that case, oh crap! I will. You said 15 feet away.
Yep.
I can close that distance and attack. Can I?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to do that.
All right.
Break his
He's not paying attention to you, so he considered his AC for you at the moment is 13.
Okay. In that case, I got an 18. I'll take that.
Ooh.
So 18 to hit. With my penalty again, still would be a hit. So, and wow, an 8 for damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wow. Well, that's right. No, there's no penalty.
The Fandango bell ringer.
Crack this guy across the back of his head. You see this bright light that he had forming in his hand fizzle out as he stumbles forward.
Woohoo!
With that, he will turn around on you, Kothis. Let's see. So number 3 is him, but the one on you, you gotta love good old AD&D things. So he has the free ability to turn into a scorpion as a free action, basically. And it takes no time, so you will see this man start to change shape as he is in your arms as you're moving him towards this portal. Seda, this massive claw stretch out on one of his hands, his face wrap around, the stinger erupt from the back end of him. Give me a strength check.
Okay.
It's going to be opposed for the moment, but
I got a 14.
Hold on to him. What do I got?
Is it just a regular strength check?
Yep, just regular strength.
All right, so I got a 14 under a 17 then.
Okay. Because they're much stronger as a giant scorpion. 14, so you beat it by 2. Yeah. Mine by almost 12. Well, yeah, by 12. So you'll see this thing just break free from your grip. These legs sprout from its backside as it drops to the ground. This huge stinger come up over its shoulder as it just goes into a fury in front of you.
So I can't keep a hold of him, huh?
Nope, not as a giant scorpion.
All right.
I got a nat 20 there, which will hit.
Damn it.
18 with the stinger, so that will hit. So, pincher-wise, oops, wrong guy.
It's getting bad now.
I'm going to take 12 points of damage from the pincher as it grabs a hold of you. And the stinger, only 1 point of damage, but I need a save versus poison.
Well, thank God I'm a dwarf. Really, really, really thank God I'm a dwarf, because I rolled a 7 over a 6.
As the stinger slams into you and starts filling you with venom, poison, whatever it is. You can see it lifts you up with this claw. Give me a save versus paralyze.
So he's going to be too big for me to try. I was going to keep trying to muscle push him back in through the portal.
You can try, but yeah, his strength is really high.
Well, I don't have any damn axe anymore now. So, all right. What am I doing? Giving you a
save versus paralyze. You can see that it lifts you up. It rips free the stringer and it kind of swings you around in the air for a moment.
I got a 13 over an 8.
Over it. As it turns, you can feel it loosen its grip as it hurls you towards this portal. You'll hit the ground and roll a few feet. You feel this cold, liquidy sensation on your leg as you look down. One of your legs is in the portal, and this thing just scurries across the ground towards you. And then the one on Tiva lost its spell, so it just turns on you, Kothis. It only has one sword out, so just the one attack. And I rolled a nat 1. So it swipes towards you, Kothis. This leer on its face. You can see its eyes sort of look over your shoulder, what's going on behind it. And then you do see a mandible sprout from the side of its face. One of its claws starts to grow as it too begins to transform.
Oh, Jesus.
Tiva, you are up.
Okay, so the one that was chasing after me, he has stopped chasing.
Yep, he's turned on Kothis behind him, who clocked him in the head with his staff. But he's the one who's transforming into a scorpion now as well.
Okay, well then I'm gonna turn back around and make my way back over there and knock an arrow and shoot an arrow at it.
Alrighty.
Well, I wouldn't move the whole way. I would just stop, turn around, and shoot.
Okay.
Keep a distance.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna run up or run on it. No, I'm gonna keep a nice little distance between me and it.
So if she's shooting in the back, does she still get the... All right.
All right, come on.
Just like the before with the sneak attack thing there. Yep.
Hit him.
I got a 17.
Yes, that's a hit. You don't
That's
even
a hit.
Yes, yeah!
All right, so what's your damage?
I don't know. Well, it's a sneak attack,
What's
so
the damage say for your bow?
it just says D6.
So roll a d6 and multiply it by 3.
D6. Come on, get a 6, 6, 6. I got a 1. Are you freaking kidding me?
Once again, the queen of minimum damage.
Oh my god.
The lance is off its back, just a little sliver underneath the carapace.
Why are you cursed?
I don't know.
Zahn, you are up. Behind you, you can see this massive scorpion grab a hold of Seda and start to hurl her through the portal. Only her leg starts to slip through.
Ooh. Yes, because of her.
Data is.
Seda. And yeah, it's just charging towards Seda to knock her through the portal, it looks like. All claws and tails snapping and swinging away.
Can I charge the thing to hurl it away from the portal?
Like, try to smash into it, yeah.
Yeah?
Push him into the portal.
What?
Ram him right in the ass and push him into the portal.
Yeah, but you're on him.
No, I'm on the ground in front of him.
Oh,
I'm going to try and flip him and go right into the portal as he hits me.
okay.
And it's either going to work or I'm going to the 9 hills, one of the two.
Well, we all end up there one day, so. Oh, I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can see that face. See its face. See it.
And there's no critical, there's no fumble technically either, so. Besides you stumbling forward and completely whiffing past this thing, apparently judging the speed of it a little bit much.
Yeah.
So behind the city, you'll see this thing charging. You just see Zahn
Goodbye.
zipping past.
How did we go from total kick-assery to the freaking Keystone Cop?
I don't know.
Seda, you are up then as this thing is charging down on you.
All right, so what I plan to do is I'm gonna I'd like to pull my leg out of the damn portal, and I want to stay there crouched. Well, actually, I'm gonna stand up, but I'm gonna be like in a wrestling position, so I'm gonna be crouched down like this. And what I'd like to try and do is, as soon as he comes in, I'd like to try and just grab him and then just fall on my back and just see if I can just heave him over me like this right into the portal, use his own momentum to help carry him through the portal. I mean, who knows? He might be able to turn right around and come back out, but
I'll give him it's basically like a move thing, so I'll have you give me a strength challenge roll to be able to manhandle it first. And then I'll have him make a save or paralyzed to not be.
All right, well, I can tell you right now I probably got him because that's an 18. Wait a minute. Am I trying to roll under my strength?
Yes. Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I rolled an 18 over a 17. I thought I was trying to
Nope, not opposed on this one because I was going to give him a save.
Oh.
Just your basic.
So I'm screwed.
All right, so you see this thing come in. He gets ready. Its claws come in. You're able to catch those and get ready to hurl it. And Kothas, you are up.
Okay.
The one in front of you has a small little arrow pierced between its carapace, but it has full attention on you still.
Save the day, please.
Trying to figure out how.
He's out of
Just
spell.
do it.
I'm about out of stuff. I have a staff. I will hope the Fandangle will guide my sassafras trunk again. That's my best bet. So, does it'd be a 15 to hit.
Nope. It just smack like hitting a stone in the road and vibrates down the shaft to your arms as you crack this thing in its hard skull. This one charges towards Seda, but first, Kothis, you see a claw come in, a second claw, and the stinger. What is your AC?
14.
Well, the stinger misses, but one claw got you anyway. 3 points of damage, not much.
Okay.
And it didn't hit with both, so you're not grappled either. So it just comes in, just barely clipping part of your leg, tearing apart your breeches.
Ouch.
One charge, your Seda charges in, and one claw misses, one's going to hit, and the tail is going to miss. But you'll see this thing rush forward, this huge claw come down over top of your shoulders and across your torso, and it just keeps plowing through. All of you look over to Seda as she just disappears through this portal along with this huge scorpion that's dragging her through.
Shit.
And with that, it is 6 o'clock. So let's end it there for the evening.
Oh, God.
No.
We're hanging on the cliff.
No.
Hanging right on the cliff.
You're such an evil man.
I know.
You
I
have
think Jim's a butthead.
Wow.
So Seda, as you feel this thing clamp down, it goes 3 points of damage, but you feel like this liquid wash over you, and all of a sudden it's just washed in this bright white heat. You can see what looks to be a sun above and just sand just expanding all around you. Pyramids in the distance, sort of Egyptian desert sort of look just everywhere, but this intense heat wash over top of you as you're being dragged through. And yeah, we will end it there for the night.
Sun is good, right? Sun is great. It could be worse.
If it helps
could
any,
be
it's the
Beatles.
color of blood, so I mean.
Yeah. It's great. We're good.
It's
Oh,
okay.
man.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
Oh, one last question. Does she see a portal back, or do you tell us next time?
No, you would see the same as portal. It goes both ways, so you would see it say that on
Oh,
that
thank
side.
God.
Yes.
Okay. We're good.
Problem is, this thing's gonna eat me now.
And there is a picture of these things that I will send once I get it out of my.
I'm still alive despite taking almost
Yeah, now you jinxed it.
50 points of damage.
Damn.
Nah.
I'm barely
Oh,
alive.
Let's see if I can find a picture. No, I can't find
I
a
took
picture.
it like a champ, though.
You did.
And we didn't even pick up our 400